Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Saikyosen Team Battle. This is the final table. I'm Jen, and that's Tips. Hi, Tips.
Hey Jen, I'm excited for this final table of the Saikyosen Team Battle 2026.
Yeah, it was a much shorter season this year. The same amount of qualifying rounds, but just all squeezed into a much shorter time span this year. Last year, we didn't have the final until November, but this year it's today. So we
It
have gone.
sounds like a plus to me.
Yeah, I'm not sure which is better. But I guess we have no control over that anyway. We started with 12 teams, and now we are down to just 4. Um, I guess we can look at the standings when everybody starts at 0. We have a... So, the team battle is the Saikyosen Team Battle. We go by table points, which here is 0, and then we will count the earned points just in case there's a tie, so it'll be 0.0. And it says 5 games. We will play a maximum of 5 games. So the minute that the first place team is too far away for any other team to catch up with the remaining games, then the final table will end. So actually, we don't know how many games we're gonna play. Could be 3.
Yeah,
could be 5.
because the score is not really based on the points, right? It's based on the position. Points are
Right.
just for tiebreakers. So if you can't get enough points from the position, then it's over. It's kind of like playing best of 3, right? If somebody wins 2 games in a best of 3, then even if you win the third game, just like tennis or anything like that, they don't play the extra sets. That's the reason why. If
Right.
it's too early, then you end
So
it early.
they don't want to play where like the last place team has 0 chance at winning.
Right.
Because then in the game they'll basically, according to etiquette, just have to basically fold out the whole time. So as soon as the team cannot take over, then I think it's going to end. And these are the table points work. First place is going to get 3 points, second place 2 points, third place 1 point, and fourth place will get 0 points. All right. So we do have our starting table that we can announce. There it is. We've seen all these players before throughout the season. In the East seat will be Kotaro Tashiro playing for Orfeu, JPML Pro. In the South seat, Asami Ishida playing for Team Little. In the West seat, Rina Ando playing for Team Kaneman. And in the North seat, Tomomi Okubo playing for Team Four Seasons.
Yeah, Orfeu and Four Seasons Memorial performed very well last year as well. Little and Kaneman, I believe they're both repeat teams as well, but their scores were not as strong last year.
So Kaneman is a new team. I think
Oh, okay.
they were a team last year, but maybe the sponsor changed. Because the
Right.
players, I think, were there, but this is the first time that the sponsor has been there under this name.
Okay. We will see whether our underdogs are able to take out the favorites, Orfeu and the Four Seasons Memorial from last season.
And Orfeu just kind of dominated the entire season until I think the very last session. And I think they're in first place pretty much the whole season, and then got overtaken maybe at the last minute, but still made the final table.
Hmm.
It was a race basically between Orfeu and I think Four Seasons.
It's going to be a race for Tashiro here to finish his hand for Orfeu because he started with a strong hand. He does have that West Dora that's not attached to anything. That might slow him down a little bit. Or he might just choose to get rid of it. So far, he seems to have the fastest hand, though. Yeah, Okubo here, also a veteran of the scene. I think a lot of these players have been playing quite a bit
So
here on the final table.
It's no secret that Kotaro Tashiro is the husband of Kozue Miyauchi. I
Hmm.
think they're pretty open about that relationship. And Asami Ishida, the wife of uh, Sarukawa, former M Leaguer. Ando Rina is a little bit of a newer player. She's been here for a few years, but definitely the kohai at the table, the youngest and the newest pro.
Yeah, even the Kohai is no rookie on this table, so there'll be a lot of mahjong experience, right? Ooh, the dragon's getting discarded here. It was a tough decision for Ishida there. Decides not gonna call the white dragons, going to look for big value in the hand. No Dora has paired up yet, so we just have single West tiles all around. And out comes the white dragon from Tashiro. Ishida not going to be able to call that anymore. There's still two West wins left in the wall, so pairing or even triplet could happen. That'll be quite an event. So far, all the hands are coming together quite well, though. I think Okubo's going to have the hardest time so far, but even she, I think, is only 2 away if she gets the perfect draws. 1 away now here for Ando. Okay, now she's 2 away. She was 3 away before. Okubo. Oh, that's a nice draw, but prefers the safe tile, White Dragon. Ishida going to play slightly safer. It's a good call for her because Ando is first attempt by Riichi only. So, bit of a bluff, Riichi, but you never know. There are Ipatsu and Uradora available in this rule set. Even the bluff Riichi can be worth a mangan. That's a pair of 5. Well, it's a triplet of 5s, but it's also attached to 3, 4, 5. So, looks like a very flexible shape there.
The Saikyosen means the strongest, battle of the strongest. It's kind of the biggest deal in Japan, I think. Everyone is trying to get in there. It's an open tournament, so pros and amateur qualifiers, and it's kind of hard to get into. There used to be just like a qualifier, and you could just win into it as a pro, but now there's like a million different qualifiers with a million different categories, and it's a pretty crazy exciting thing.
Yeah, and this is a team battle. I
Yeah,
believe this
all
is also one of the qualifiers, right?
it is. It's one of the pro qualifiers, and all three of the winning team members will get a spot in the 2027 Saikyosen main event.
Yeah. Yeah, the main event is individual this year, right? I think it's always been individual.
Always individual, yep.
Yeah. But this team battle is a newer tournament, a newer event that they've been cooking up to give us some exciting battles. I think M League probably had a lot of inspiration for this sort of team format because Mahjong is not originally a team game, right? But there's a lot of fun in cheering for your team and watching a team work together and teach each other.
I think ever since the Sankei Shimbun Cup was kind of the first big team event that
Hmm.
has been happening for like over a decade now, maybe two.
Ooh, and there's the Dora. The Dora is finally here for Tashiro. Gets it in the dealer seat as well. Who knows
But
though? It might be too late.
ever since M League, then there's been a lot of sort of fun team leagues happening here and there.
Inc- Including the World Riichi Online Team League,
Yes.
which even includes 3-player Mahjong. Sama.
Yes, it goes back and forth. I'm not sure if they'll do Summer this year. But Um, they have the past few years. Past 2 years, I guess. They've had it twice, I think. 3-player one. It's not the most popular outside of Japan, which makes me sad because it's definitely the most popular in my heart.
Jenn is definitely the biggest advocate for three-player mahjong I know, but here we are with 4 players on the board. Does not look like Tashiro is going to be able to cash in the Dora pair he drew near the end. Yeah, in fact, he's going to just discard them now after seeing them get discarded. Use them as safe tiles, and he's not even going to be Tenpai then in that case. Just ran out of time. Ran out of time to pull a win.
The chat.
Ando! Sorry.
Welcome from France. Someone said hello from France. And hello from Poland. Welcome, welcome everybody from Europe. Please hit the like button, by the way. That's where I get my dopamine.
Yeah, thumbs up the stream, subscribe to the channel so you see all the new events. We've been casting this event for a while, and currently the Sankei Shimbun Cup that Jen was just talking about. One of the first, if not the first, team event sponsored by the legendary Sankei Shimbun newspaper now.
I used
Shimbun
to get a Sankei
newspaper.
Shimbun subscription.
Mm.
Like, actually, that's a really good story that I'll talk about on the Game On International podcast. It's not appropriate for
Ooh,
this one.
exciting, exciting. So when I say Shimbun newspaper, it's like when people say bento box, it means the same thing, just in 2 different languages. Always
Yes,
trips me up a bit.
it is.
Ugh,
Yeah,
but a good for
Shimbun does need
translation.
newspaper.
Yeah, Ishida here in the dealer seat, very solid. Ando has a pair of easts in the south seat, but even without double east, Ishida has a very valuable hand if she can cash it in. You got the red dragon, or sorry, the green dragon there, and the 7 Mandora. One away from Tenpai with a really good set of weights. Okubo
Yeah,
is already called. She's trying to run quickly to stop the dealer and really to stop Ando here as well, because Ando is starting to cook up a decent hand as well.
she's switching out middle floating tiles.
I wonder if Ando will go for a half flush. Looks a little bit far right now, but could be worth quite a bit. Tashiro here not too far behind either. Okubo calling again. She just has 2 on. She's got her own West, which is her wind, as well as a Dora 7 mon. Seven, 8. Still no Tenpai. Gonna cut 1 pair. Yeah, I think Ishida really doesn't want to call. She's looking for the points here.
Oh, Dama Mahjong. Call Mahjong. Reach
Hmm.
Mahjong.
I think she will probably call Riichi. I just don't think she wants to call Chi or Pon and reduce the value of her hand. Here's Tenpai. 6-9 pin Okubo, smallest hand of the batch. But she can stop these players, get the Honba, the Riichi stick, and push the game ahead. I think she'll be happy with 1,000 plus bonuses. Actually, it was 2,000, right? She had the 7
Yep.
mon. Yeah,
West
so
and
it'll get her into the lead with that bonus on the table.
Ishida can call if she needs to. She's getting very close to the point where as dealer she might want to call just to maintain the dealership.
Yeah, I mean, someone on the table's already called twice. Tashiro just cut an 8 mon very close to Dora. I think it's about time she needs to, but she won't have to. Big reach from the dealer. Already 3 Han, looking at more potentially. Ando's gonna back up. Okubo is not. Tashiro gets a safe tile out, so he doesn't have to make his decision yet. Still holds a nice hand. Might be able to turn this into a three-way battle. But
Okubo
not
draws it.
if... That's right. Not if Okubo sumos. Now it's 2000 plus Ishida's Riichi stick. And the bonus that was already set before the round started, giving her about 2,000 point lead. So still a very close game. Still a very close game. Ando to deal. Her first dealership of the match. This is the first finals match, if you're just joining us, of the Saikyosen Team Battle 2026. Team Orfeu, Little, Kaneman, and Four Seasons have made the final table here. 5 games to determine who's the champion, but as soon as a team falls out of the running, as soon as any of the 4 teams is not able to get first place anymore, the match ends. So it could be as few as 3 games. It could go all the way to the end with 5. But so far, we're flat at zeros. All the scores were reset, set to 0 for this final table. So no team coming in with any advantage.
And
And it
they
looks...
had to do that because the number of games that they played was just very different. The way that the playoffs were
Yes.
set up, some people played 2 playoff tables, one team played no playoff tables, so they have to start over from 0.
Yeah, it feels like if you had to draw it out as a diagram, it feels like a lot of stairs and elevators on the way up. Some teams had to take the stairs, they had to take the long way up, while other teams that did better in the regular season got to take an elevator. But this is like a really big tower, so some teams' elevators only went halfway up and they had to take the stairs the other halfway, while other teams got to use the executive elevator and go right to the penthouse for the final match.
An escalator maybe in there and
Yeah, but as Jen was saying, every team had to ascend to the finals in a different way with different amounts of matches. So it's hard to actually carry the scores over from those matches. Basically impossible. Tashiro might be the first to Tempai in this East 3. Sure, he wouldn't mind that. I don't think he's won a hand. He's in 3rd place right now.
Tashiro, I think, was the strongest player in the qualifying round, at least from the games that we saw. I think he got first place almost every time that we saw him.
Hmm. Okay,
Maybe one of the
interesting.
strongest times I've ever seen him because for some reason I get very lucky when I'm playing against Tashiro. I played with him in the Ikusa matches a lot, which is the like audition competition for EX Furin Kazan, the M League team, and I don't know why I get paired with him a lot in that match, and for some reason I get very lucky against him, even though he's a very strong player.
Big Tempai for Ando here. She actually beats Tashiro and Okubo to Tempai. Tashiro still has a very strong hand, might be willing to fight, but this is a dealer Riichi. So it can be worth quite a bit. It's got a door in there, 1 copy of 3-mon. Okubo gets closer to Tempai, she might be willing to fight. This is Tempai, does not get the expensive side, but there's still a Dora in here. That means Tashiro is still going to fight. He's got Dora, he's got Pinfu. That's 3 Han. Ooh, not Tempai. Just another way to play. Yeah, going to get rid of the once out white dragons. Still might see Okubo play this hand. That's not a great tile though. 8's so a tough one to push through.
Yeah, not a lot of hints leading up to the reach for
Yeah. It is technically
Ando.
safe. It will pass. Not safe. It will pass if she attempts it. But now Forso on top of that, I think it's over for Okubo. Especially because she's in the lead right now. Yeah, she's gonna go with a 6-pin safe tile.
The thing is, when you're
And
tenpai, you can push a dangerous tile against one reach, but if it's dangerous against two reaches, it gets really hard to justify that.
yes, and not only one dangerous tile, it's two dangerous tiles. After drawing the Forso and the 8-so, both very tough tiles. 8-so was cleared right after she discarded by Tashiro, so she was able to clear it. But she still has the Forso in hand. 9-so is a safe tile that she drew, so she can live with that. And now she's one away from Tenpai. She did not choose to call the green though, so I think she's just going to play it safe.
Chris
Oh,
says
there's
sounds
the
like
Forso. Forso actually just came out making it safe. Oh, if only they'd come out in the reverse order, Okubo could be Tenpai right now.
all about timing. Chris says sounds like a
Yes.
Mahjong Tower Isekai plotline. Yep, that's what we do here. And the Reach channel, we bring you the Mahjong Isekai real life tower matches.
Oh, the one pin at the is that the very end? Was that Hote? It might have been Hote. It was very close to the end if it wasn't the last time. But only three Han, so I don't think it was Hote. Because it was already Reach Pinfu one Dora. So no, not
Yeah,
quite Hote.
just one, probably one before.
Hmm.
I don't know. With the calls, it's sometimes a little bit harder to keep track of.
Yeah, I think it
There's
was a
no calls.
bottom tile. So it was probably 2 tiles before Hote or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's a top tile. So it's
Oh, was it top
one.
tile?
Yeah. Just looking at my makeshift replay on YouTube.
A Okubo here has dealer. She also has 2 Dora, but her hand is slow and doesn't look like it has any callable Yaku. She has 3 separate single tiles of Yaku. Actually, the south is not. I believe one of them was south. We're not in south round yet, so she only has 2 single Yaku tiles. So still a very difficult hand to call.
Yeah,
As
so
Ando. Yeah.
Okubo would have had the Haite, and it was Ando, the one before the Haite or the Hote that dealt him.
Mm. So saved the like 4,000 points not being Hote, I suppose, but still unfortunate to deal in on your Riichi. Okubo's hand
Mhm.
starting to come together even without being able to call.
He was really thinking about how much she wanted to keep that Dora acceptance and decides to let it go for some efficiency, hoping for speed there.
Yeah, I think she doesn't want to get rid of the second Dora. Oh, one away now. These weights aren't amazing for Tashiro, but they're not the worst. Middle of the road weights for an Ishanten here. Good value for Tashiro, though.
Oh, she had two Dora, that's what it was. I wanted to lock in the
Yes.
Dora pair, that's my bad.
Yes. Okay. This is a slight weight improvement as well. Gonna be harder to make Ipeko, the twin sequence for Tashiro, but overall just has higher acceptance in his Ishanten, in his one away shape. As Okubo also increases the acceptance of her shape, but she's still not one away yet. Still a little further.
More fun if each floor you have to fight a Mahjong demon and you play your soul instead of points. Oh dear, we have a new light novel idea brewing up in the chat.
Might not even be new. I feel like if you dug hard enough into the annals. In fact, I think there's a
Oh,
mahjong game just like that right now.
I wonder how many Mahjong light novels there are, though. I don't.
Deech!
There's a lot of manga.
Ando Deech. That's true. Ando's reach, I believe she has the legendary 3-so inside weight, the legendary 3-so kanchan right now. Yep, that's indeed what she's looking for. No other Yaku. So Riichi only waiting on 3-so. I approve. 7-so comes out here.
We have the three so master here in the commentary booth today.
She'll see whether this one Pandora pays off for anybody else here. I think all the other 3 players at least have 1 copy of it. Okubo with 2 here. Oh no, that's right. Tashiro doesn't have 1. This is Tempai. Forman is a tough ask, but he's gonna go ahead and do it. No Riichi, but he does have Yaku. That is a Pinfu. It looks kind of weird, but it's Pinfu. Ishida has the
Mm,
Dora in hand. She's folding though. Breaks a 2-so. 3-so! Might not come out though. Okubo's hand is a little bit disjointed. It does though! The power of Sanzo, the most dangerous tile. Gets caught by Ando here. No Urodora, so very small amount of points. But she gets out of this mess. And out of last place.
Okubo's making a few reads there. She has 2 of the Dora, so she's expecting Ando to not have as many. Also, maybe with that 4-pin discard, she was reading something about the Dora as well.
That's right. You can only make those kind of reads when there's no red 5s on the board. And this
Also,
tournament is a Akanashi, no red 5s, no red.
she didn't have, I think, any completely safe tiles in her hand at all. And in that case, it's generally better to just stick to what is best for your own hand,
Right.
because it would be worse in that situation to try and fold and accidentally deal in, while also giving yourself no chance to win the hand. That's kind of the worst situation you can put yourself in. So, pretty standard deal in there, I think.
Yep. Here we go. Tashiro now keeping a 2-4-so shape, so he's looking to make some of the 3-so magic happen as well. We'll see just how long he keeps that up. The shapes in his hand, all of them are middle weights. All of them are inside weights there. Kanchan weights. Looks like with that, Ishida just got to 1 away. Just got to Ishanten. Okubo with another copy of the 3-so. Hard sell for Tashiro to get it now, but there are still some in the wall. Yeah, Ishida is 1 away from Tempai. Just trying to think whether she wants the floating 4-pin or the improvement. Oh, going for Tanya. Gonna step back 1 step. Go back to 2 away to get Tanya. The players do have all the scores memorized. Generally, when they see a hand, they know how many points to give. Sometimes there are mistakes. They're not perfect, especially on rare Yaku and rare Fu counts. But between the 4 of them, it's everyone's job to correct the score if it's incorrect. And if even all 4 players don't catch it, sometimes the judges come in. It's even happened in M League where the judges have to come in post hand and correct the score.
And that only happens in streamed matches, actually. So, like, if you're in a qualifying round and you're playing, there's like, 20 other tables going on at the same time, then
Right.
no judges are going to step in to fix the score.
Right. Because it's
Uh,
hard. They don't have concrete evidence at that point anyway. In the stream matches, they have concrete evidence.
yeah, they're not like sitting and watching games. And also, that would kind of make a strange advantage as well, like for
This
the
is
table
Tempai.
being
Hmm.
watched. So, only streamed matches, the judges or the staff comes in and if there's a mistake.
Ando with another Riichi here. This time she has a Dora though, and I believe she has Tanya, so this one quite a bit more expensive, but now it's a 5 inside 5 weight, 5 mon. Yes. Not the greatest weight, but she's gonna take her chances here on the big points. It's a big gamble. We can see 2 of the 5 mon here in Ishida's hand, and she's getting closer and closer to Tenpai as well. There goes another 3, so looks like, and another one. Tashiro's gonna have a tough time finishing his hand here, but it is still the legendary 3, so. Well, I think we just saw Tashiro pick up some dust flecks from the table there. I'm always worried when picking up dust flecks from the table that people will see it as a unnatural movement of your hand. So I'm just glad to know that even the pros will pick up dust off the table. I think
I'll
the
do
one
it.
I'm really worried about is when there's dust on the tiles and I'm like, I want to wipe the dust off the tiles, but then if you're rubbing the tiles a lot, it looks very suspicious.
I think that and I'm the same way, is that you're more the type where like, oh my god, people are gonna doubt me, and the other people just really aren't even like maybe even noticing.
I
Um,
see, I see.
and so like generally at mahjong players they have oshibori, which is like a wet towel kind of,
Yes.
and so I'll use that to wipe the tiles. If I see any markings on them at all, and it's not like
Like
people
during
marking.
the hand? You
Yeah,
can
during
wipe
the
it during the hand?
yeah,
Wow.
because they're gonna go into the in later. So,
Yeah,
and
but it
also
feels
I
like
want
the
people.
wetness of it might mark the tile
Well,
for a
I
little
just
while.
no, you just wipe it on the table to dry it off a bit on the felt.
Mm,
But also I don't want people to be able to see the markings in my hand, so I want to wipe them immediately and then like mix them into the hand. So
I see, I see.
yeah, I'll do it as soon as I notice it. And
Yeah, and
generally other people want that to happen too, so they're not suspicious.
in the meantime, Ishida here has hit a massive hand. She could get mixed sequences, Sanchoku on one side. She has Dora, she has Tanya, and she has Pinfu already. But the Tuhan from Sanchoku, the mixed sequences, could turn it up to a Haneman. There goes Dora, but it is no one's winning tile. Quite a scary discard to have to make, though. We're almost out of time. Not
Well,
time,
out
but
of
tiles.
draws. Yeah.
Yeah, we're almost out of tiles. None of the big Riichis win here. Ando's early Riichi is not going to connect. Ishida's later chasing Riichi with the better weight and the higher value also not connecting either. So Tashiro will back out of his last dealer turn in the lead, but with no more dealer turns to go and a lot of bonus points on the table.
Just a side, not a correction, but in case you were wondering, is no time limit for these matches.
Right.
Sankei Shimbun Cup that we watch most often has 80-minute time limit for each game, but Saikyosen Team Battle is no time limit. So for all we know, they're still playing.
South round in the first discard from Ichida is a south tile. You gotta watch when something like that happens. Usually that means Ishida's got a good hand. But actually, all of our players seem to have a decently formed hand. Tashiro, a little bit behind. One pin is the Dora. He's got one of those, but the rest of his hand is a little bit slower. But it looks like Ishida, Ando, Okubo, the 3 ladies on the table, have drawn some ladies' luck here in South 2. Tashiro gonna go right ahead and cut Dora. Doesn't like it. He is in the lead, so he doesn't need the points. He needs the game ending quickly. Ando about to hit a mixed sequence, a Sanshoku here. Tashiro is getting closer and closer, though. He's not too far behind anymore in terms of speed by discarding the Dora and going for maximum efficiency. Oh, what a hit! Still one away though. Tashiro's got to decide. Breaks one of his two pairs. Notice a lot of the players this game breaking the two pairs for their tempai when it comes down to picking their final shape. Ando wants, not even going to take the additional efficiency. She just wants the big value in the Sanchoku, the mixed sequences. She's going to hold on to 1-3 mon over 3-4 mon.
I love breaking up pairs for there at all times. So tired of pairs.
2-4-6 here. Let's see what the play is. 6 mon out of the middle. Finishes with the pair. Ishida first to reach in the dealer spot. Looks like Riichi only. She wasn't able to triple up the red dragons. So no Pinfu either, since the pair is red dragons. Greetings to all of you. Ipatsumo did not find the red dragon, but you know, Ipatsu will make up for it. That's an extra Han. Ishida, I don't think that's quite Mang on Riichi Patsumo. No other Yaku. Yeah, not quite. 2100 all, but there were a bunch of bonus points in the middle from the South 1 draw. So Ishida now with a, not a comfortable lead, but a noticeable lead, about 6,000 on second place. Ishida's hand not quite looking as good this time, but she does at least have one completed shape in the 1-2-3 mon. Oh, Ando's hand on the other hand. This is one away. Ando's hand is already one away. There's a Dora in it as well. Tashiro calls his north tile. He's got a sitting Dora as well. So it looks like the dealer is about to change. It's just a matter of how much do Tashiro and Ando want the Dora, and who will draw it first if they're going to keep it. Because Ishida here also has a single Dora. Big call from Okubo. She's going to get involved. She's one away from Tenpai as well. No Dora for her, but that actually might be a blessing in this case. Might make her hand faster. Tenpai. Solid weight as well. 5 mon, 8 mon. Okubo again with a small hand, but good potential here. To just push the game ahead and stop first place's dealership, Ishida in this case. Okubo has not been able to gather a large hand in this game yet. It's getting a couple very small hands. The Dora goes to Ishida. I wonder if we'll be looking at 7 pairs now. She's on 4 pairs. One of them is the Dora, but of course Ishida being the dealer can just pawn. She can just pawn the East tile since it's a value tile for her. If any of our other 2 players are willing to discard it. That's pair number 5. But the other 3 tiles are in a completed run, and so 7 pairs is not going to be the play for Ishida. She's going to look to call East. Sumo though, Okubo once again shutting down all the other big hands with a tiny sumo. Keeping her in the game though in second place. South 3 game number 1 is coming to its conclusion. It's only the first game of the day though. Sure, each one of the teams, each one of the players wants to start off with a solid score in the opening game. Nobody wants to be behind right off the bat. Except maybe the New York Knicks this year. They basically won every game when they started out behind. That's a different story. Looks like the Dora is 9 so. Overlay has not quite updated, but it is 9 so. And which means Okubo actually has a chance to get a big hand here. Half flush with Dora in it. Would be her chance to take the lead. Still keeping 5-7 mon in hand for now, though. 3 so appears for Ishida this time, filling the 2-4 shape. We've seen a lot of that 2-4 shape today in this first game. All Pinzu tiles, all dots discarded from Okubo. Good to camouflage which suit she's going for in the event she actually goes for a half flush. Oh, no more dot tiles though, no more Pinzu, so she starts discarding Manzu. 4 ooh, that's an interesting discard from Tashiro. Looks like he's locking himself into 7 pairs half flush. Honitsu Chitoi. That is, I believe, generally the chat's favorite Yaku combination. Any stream I tune into, chat is always asking for Honitsu Chitoi. Okay, pair of green dragons. So it looks like we're going to have a flush battle here. Green dragon gets called by Okubo. This leaves her 1 away. Still has that Dora just sitting out there. 9 so. She does have a 7 so to connect, but 8 so, obviously the Dora indicator. A hard tile to get. 3 so willing to be discarded by Ando. No fear. And the game continues. 2 so here for Ishida. She's thinking about it a little harder. Not quite as willing, but she does discard it in the end. What's the decision to be made here? What if Ishida's thinking about getting rid of North? North? Usually a safe tile, but not when a lot of our players are looking at flushes. 6, 7, 8. This is Tenpai. Ando as the dealer going to call Riichi. It's Riichi Pinfu. Tashiro just has not drawn his last pair for Tenpai, his 6th pair. And is going to be a little stuck. Not for long though. Ando catches a sumo and an Urodora and Ipatsu. So Tashiro didn't have to decide for long. Unfortunately, he is going to have to pay part of this dealer Mangan. Just like Ishida and Okubo, as Ando with the Ipatsumo scores big. That's a big lead. 6,700 points. Ishida in second place no longer has a dealer turn.
Everybody's very close, though.
Yeah, Ando has 10,000 points over Okubo, a little more than 10,000, who's the only other player with a dealer turn left. But definitely still possible without a dealer turn.
Yeah, even with there's 2 hands left, Tashiro doesn't even have to be too worried. He does have to win something this hand to have a really good shot in the last hand, but
Yeah, I think while Ando is dealer, if he can get a Mangan Sumo, it would give him a much better shot at first place, since he would get the Oyakaburi, the dealer penalty points from Ando as well. And his hand isn't too bad, but I don't know if it's going to make Mangan. I think he'll have to definitely take a slower path to get Mangan. He was playing very quickly, discarding Dora earlier on in the South round when he was in the lead, but with all the sumos from our other players, his score has started to slip away. He can't afford to play that same way, but it looks like he's going to be playing for 7 pairs again. I think this might be his third attempt at 7 pairs. We haven't really seen 7 pairs from any of our other players in this game. We even saw someone ignore 7 pairs even at 5 pairs in hand. Oh, but maybe we'll see one here from Ishida. Could it be a Toitsuba, a pairs round? There's only 2 pairs for Okubo. I couldn't imagine her doing it. Looks like she has Tanya with maybe Pinfu as well. There's a Dora for Ishida, 3-pin. Pair 5. Pair 5 for Tashiro. He really likes the 7 pairs this game. 4-pin kept over 8-9-pin for Ando in the dealer seat. Wonder if she thinks that 4-pin is dangerous right now. It's close to Dora. Or maybe she's keeping it for her own ability to use Dora. 5-pin out from Tashiro. He really is locking in on 7 pairs. Ishida more than willing to grab the 5-pin. She's got 1 Dora. She's got the half flush cooking. Take any tile she can get here. Call again from Ishida. She's 1 away, but definitely looks tempai to the other players right now, so it's going to slow everyone down a lot. The 4-pin from Ando just cannot come out from hand anymore. Too high of a chance of dealing in. Will Okubo risk the white dragon? She will. Gets called, so now the players know that Ishida's not tempai. Ishida cuts a Dora and waits on the 7-pin here.
Yeah, they have to think that she's tempai now. Okubo is also so close with decent scoring hand.
Oh, Tsumo! It's a big hit here for Ishida. Not quite Mangan, but I believe it's 40-fu. Yeah, 1300,
1
2600.
continuance.
Ishida's in the lead.
Oh, greetings from the Pacific Northwest. Welcome, welcome. Yokoyama-sama, welcome, welcome.
Okubo. All last dealer. Ora Soya. She's in 3rd place. Needs a dealer Mangan to get into 1st. But there is no Agariyame. So she will have to defend it even if she gets dealer Mangan. She definitely might get it here though. This is pretty fast. Although her current pair tiles are both honor tiles, so that's not Pinfu. Does not really lead to a Mangan hand in most cases. But so extremely fast right now. Actually, the West is not. Didn't think it was West. So maybe could get Pinfu with a West pair. Big think here. The West comes out. Gonna keep the Redragon. Maybe because one West is already out on the table. Three, four, five, six. Everyone's starting to catch up to Okubo. Oh, but there's the big Tenpai. That's Pinfu. It was a good call for her to keep the Tumon because she drew another one right after. Only reached Pinfu, but, Ipatsumo could be just what she needs to get the lead. Ando drawing 8 pin. Doesn't like to deal that. Continue around. Tuso is Dora here. That's important to a lot of these players as Ishida pairs up some souths.
Acceptance in all except Okubo's hand.
Yeah, the dealer who's Riichi. But nobody's gonna want to discard the Dora. Ishida has that spare
Yeah, I
one
think
lying around. Oh! Huge
reach.
draw for Ando. Ando has reached with the most inside weights of anyone on this table. There's Dora. You never want to see that on the Ipatsu turn, but it is safe this time.
Now we're
Goes
gonna see
through.
the Dora parade.
Yep. Blunk, 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 blunk.
They
Is that
go.
one from everybody? Oh no, Ando gets to keep hers
Yeah,
because
no.
she's
And also
but she
reach and
does
Okubo
not
draws it.
get to win the hand.
Reach Sumo.
Pinfu.
That's it.
Yeah, misses the Urodora here. 1300 all. You'll 320 fu. When you're dealer, you sure lose a lot of points not getting to 30 fu. But can't hate the extra Han from Sumo and Pinfu together. Okubo not in the lead. In fact, hasn't advanced any positions. Hand was a little too small, but she gets another shot at it. 4-so is the Dora now, not the 2-so.
It did move up. Wasn't she in fourth before? Tashiro's in fourth.
I think Tashiro was in fourth beforehand.
When she reached, that put her down into fourth
Oh,
place.
yes, that's right. It would. The 1,000 points would put her down.
Yes, but that's big comeback and now only about 3,000 points away from second place. And each
Yes.
placement gets you an extra table point. Super important in these matches.
We have a very sweaty, a very tight first game here. All the way down to South 4. Everyone's got a shot. Even Tashiro still has a shot, but he's going to need a Haneman now. Okubo with a triplet. I don't know if she wanted to see that, especially when it's not Tanya. She's going to keep it, though. Got to play the tiles you have. It's going to be hard for Tashiro to get a Haneman. He did not choose to call any of the South tiles, and now they're both on the board. So you cannot get triple South. Oh, triplet, though. Okubo's getting all the triplets.
Triple south? Double south, maybe? A triple of double south?
A triplet of yes, a triplet of double south. So even though it was double south for him, he chose not to call any of them.
Yeah.
He's looking for
I
more
think
points than just two Han.
he has to get up another placement for the win to make sense because just winning the extra points, especially when there's only 4 teams, is not really a big deal. When you have like 12 teams and you have a tiebreaker, it might make more sense. But with only a maximum of 5 games to play, you really have to get an extra table point when you can. And so he needs 7,100 points to overtake, or is it that 7,100 point difference? Which means he's gonna need at least like
Okubo
1,300, 2,600, probably.
Okubo does not go for the one Gen Shanten. No Yakuman attempts here for Okubo. She keeps both of her open-ended weights instead. Her
Yeah, she
hand
needs
doesn't really have value though. It's Riichi only. I mean, there is a lot of chance for Fu, Kon, Kondora, Uradora, but
She doesn't need a lot of points, so even just a reached sumo is going to at least move her up one position, and she gets to continue as dealer. So in her position, it makes a lot of sense. It might make more sense for someone like Tashiro to go for more points.
but I don't even know if Reach Sumo would get her to first place. It would get her to second place.
Yeah, getting at
That's for
least
sure.
one movement up, and plus she gets to continue as dealer, which is the massive
Yeah,
point
I
here.
guess the actual point value, like the 48,000, is not very relevant in the scoring system that we're using, which mostly focuses on positioning,
Yep.
and points are only tiebreaker. Here's Tempai. Ishida's already in the lead, so she can afford to Dama 10. Not telling anybody that she's Tempai, no Riichi. That is not gonna do it. She's just gonna discard it. Took a thought, but decided to discard it in the end. And that will do it. 6-mon is Ishida's winning tile. And a
So
little
probably
hand.
Ando.
Yeah.
But Ando doesn't lose any placement, so Ishida will keep her first place, 36,500. So she'll get a plus 6.5 in the earned points there.
Yeah, there's a little hand for Team Little playing their namesake, getting first place.
And then
And
second place,
one.
Okubo, and third, and Tashiro.
I wonder if the cameras light up when they're active. Because it seems like all the players knew when to look up into the camera when it switched to them.
Yeah, I think they might be able to hear the commentators. They might have turned on the sound and the commentators say each player's name and what their score is.
That makes
Kind of
sense.
like we were, yeah. So sometimes they do turn on the commentator sound. They don't do that for the Sankei Shimbun Cup because there's 3 other tables taking place, like in the same room.
In the room.
Yeah, but in this case, today's the final table, so this is the only table happening right now. And a lot of times they'll do that, like to chat with the players too. They do sometimes chat while the players are like on the table.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
The commentators chatting to the players while they're playing.
Not while they're playing, just while they're still sitting at the table instead of like standing
I
up
see,
for
I
an
see.
interview. In the Saikyosen Team Battle, they actually speak to the players before the game while they're sitting on the table. We don't have that that video in our edit, but
Right.
yeah, they do a short interview before the game. In Sankei Shimbun Cup, they actually like stand up in the studio and do the interview, but in the Saikyosen Team Battle, they actually do those interviews on the table.
Very cool, very cool. So Team Little starting out in the lead after that very close game down to the wire in the South 4. All last really was only the beginning. Look at those earned points, barely anything at all. In terms of the literal point values, they were so close. But what really matters is the position points. Little getting 3 points for first place, Kaneman 2 points for second place, 4 Seasons a 1 point for third place, and Orfeu, who was dominating this whole season, gonna end up with the first goose egg in game number 1. So Tashiro, unfortunate turn of events, because really all the scores were so close. Could have been anyone's game. But Orfeu takes the 0 here in game number 1. As mentioned, winners earn a spot in the 2027 Saikyosen, so every team member earns a spot. It is an individual tournament, so each of them will be fighting for themselves. But each team representing a sponsor here in this Saikyosen Team Battle. It's going to be quite an experience as we get ready for game number 2. We're all setting up here, getting everything ready to go. So I think everything is going to be pretty interesting.
All right, sorry,
Wondering
I had to do a quick.
welcome. Wondering how the players are going to play going into game number 2, because already there's a maximum of 5 games, but already it's possible, even with 1-0, that after 3 games you could be out of position. So Orfeu gonna have to be fighting for a bunch of points already.
Yeah, Orfeu, ideally from our perspective, for the most exciting 5-game match, we want the standings to basically be reversed, so everybody gets up to basically tied. So we want,
Yes, exactly.
we want Orfeu to get first, and Little to maybe not get first, second, or third. And
That's a very long and complicated way of saying something. But now that we're all ready to go, I will be stepping out for game number 2, being replaced by the man behind the booth, Tateniu.
I'm Nathanael, World
Thank
Reach
you.
Pro and commentator. Thank you, Tips.
Thank you, Tips.
And just a quick plug. Remember, Redragon is our. We have an affiliate program with Redragon after they sponsored our exhibition matches that we played from Sparrow's Nest with the M-Leaguers, World Reach Pros, and M-Leaguers. Got some really cool headsets that I wish I took home with me, and also the some prizes for our Eastside Showdown. And these like awesome mouse and keyboard sets, and with my new little like streaming setup I have in my closet, I wish that I also had some of those. I might actually just go on and order. If you use the coupon code REACH, RIICHI, on reddragon.com, then you can get like a 10% discount, I think, and also support the stream.
Sweet.
Yeah, just our first little affiliate program thing.
Thank you to Redragon for that.
Yes. All right, and also, hey, how are you?
Doing awesome. That was an exciting first game. Pretty close all the way throughout.
Yeah.
I was excited to see a Suanko, but it was never meant to be. Ishida should have down, even if the Suanko wasn't attempted, but should be an exciting game too.
I think one of the cool things about today is we're going to see all players from all teams. Nobody is doubling up. Everyone opened their schedules for the final table.
I love that.
So in the EC, we have Ren Yamada, who, by the way, is on my World Reach Online Team League that I was finally picked up for. A few misfits that the Ron office put together for us. But, so... And I think this is the first time that he's been like in the spotlight on the Saikyosen Team Battle, JPML Pro. In the South Seat, Rio Tojyo, of course, M-Leaguer, playing for Team Orfeu. In the West Seat, Jun Murakami, legend, doesn't need any introduction, but we will introduce him as a multiple title winner for Saikyosen. Playing for Team Kaneman, of course, former M-Leaguer as well, but someone that everyone in the community, I think, looks up to. And in the North Seat, Chifumi Yamawaki, playing for 4 seasons, another JPML Pro that we've seen everywhere. She's played in Europe and lots of like World Reach Championship competitions. So, stacked second game table.
Very good. And let's just hop right in.
Also, if you search for some reason, a lot of people like accidentally or something write Jenn when they mean to write Murakami Jun. So like when you search for our names or my name, then his name comes up. I don't think my name comes up when you search for his name, but yeah.
We are underway, Ren Yamada, with the first dealership, 8 Pandora. Pretty standard looking high buy. We'll get away from the 9 pin because the door is already accepted by the 6 pin in hand. Murakami east pair to open things up. Very put together hand as well. Team Little Yamada as the dealer with the advantage of coming to this game with 3 points. Be very interesting to see if he lightens up on the aggression as a result of already having a lead, or if he goes full throttle and tries to shut the series down with 2 first places going into the 3rd match. Certainly a lot more pressure on Tojyo.
It's always a really difficult balancing game. How much, and it's always difficult no matter what lead you think you have, how much aggression to use to apply at the table.
Yeah, I mean, Mahjong in general is a game all about balancing various factors, and then when you add the metagame on top of it with the tournament structure, that's just another factor to balance. So it gets a lot more challenging. We have seen a triplet of the White Dragon come into the hand of Yamawaki, and Murakami did pass the first East, so trying to stay closed. Again, that hand was very put together, so it's a little more natural to let that first East go by and look for Riichi. Actually, he let both of the Easts go by, so not going to open this hand.
Mm.
8 Pandora draw for Yamawaki will... Sorry, that was Tojyo. It will not be able to use both the 7 and the 5 pin as pairs or triplets. Particularly if you draw that last cup of the 7 pin, it's a really awkward position. Because there's another pair in the hand already.
And also stuck, probably discarding the 8 pin, the Dora.
So just don't have that happen. I mean, the problem is the 9 pin is thrice cut, and now the 6 pin is coming out, so that 6, 7, 8 hopes are dropping, and now the 4 pin fills the 3, 5, 5 shapes. So we'll start with the 8 mon, but it could just turn out that you can't use this Dora.
Especially with the reach from Murakami, and that will instill fear on everyone. I think there's a 5, 6, 7 Sanshoku
Oh, absolutely.
there too.
He definitely was
Imagine-
looking for more value in that hand.
Imagine sitting on a final table here with somebody like Murakami and then facing a reach. Just
Yeah. Classic turn
So
9 Riichi.
intimidating.
Good luck. Now, unfortunately for him, I believe all of the 7 pin are either held or in the dead wall. So they, in order to win on the expensive side, will have to come out from someone's hand.
Tojyo is out.
Even the 1 so, despite it being Suji, is not necessarily safe here. With that 4 so and then the 2 so Riichi, Yamawaki will try it. It goes through.
Yeah, there's two scenarios that you can imagine with that 4-2 reach. It's either that it was just the 2-4 shape, which is actually the case in this situation, or in this case, that's actually the situation, is that it was just a middleweight that he decided to release for a better looking open-ended weight. The other option is that he had the 1-1 2-4 shape discarded from the 4 and ended up with a shabo waiting for the 1 and maybe some honor tiles. We have some honor tiles that we can't see on the board. The other possibility is maybe a 1-2-2-4 shape, but usually, unless you have a reason to keep the 1, which it doesn't look like he has in those discards, then it'd probably be the 1 discard instead of the 4 discards. So it's probably not a 1-2 waiting for a 3 shape. But it definitely could be a shabo waiting for the 1, so.
We see Yamada approaching Tenpai here from the dealer seat. Yamawaki as well. Ishantam. It draws the Dora. I mean, it's Suji, but that doesn't count for much when it's the Dora. Oh, a pair acquired. Is there play to be had? Just jams the 6 through. Of course, the 3 already passed, so the 6 Nakasuchi is not so bad. Tenpai on the Dora, Yamawaki. Could draw it for the Mangan. Ooh.
Also, not a one. It can't be a Shavo with the 1-so actually, because there's 2 1-sos on the board.
Yeah.
Oh, so did the second one come out after?
I think the second one came
It
after.
out after
Yeah.
Reach. Okay, okay. So it was when that one was going to be discarded that my analysis actually might be correct.
By the way, I was mistaken. There was one more 7-pin in the wall. Yamawaki drew it and then broke away from the Tonki into this Huditen 6-9-pin shape.
No, just trying to hold on to that. It's I think the last discard for Tenpai.
But the 9-so is not safe and she cannot push it. Yamada as well. No luck there at the end, so it will go to Ryukyoku. Murakami shows his Sanchoku Tenpai. He will be the only player collecting points, 1,000 each, from the others.
A little sigh from Yamawaki there. Thinking, man, I wish I took that Tenpai at the end. But you can't now, and you don't want to get that far and be folding and then just steal in for just Tenpai, I don't think, in this situation.
I feel like anytime I'm drawing that last one to maintain a Tenpai at the end, if I think, please let this be a safe tile, it's never a safe tile.
Never a safe
I
tile.
have to just like clear my head and think about something else, despite desperately wanting it to be an easy decision.
Yeah, a safe tile and it's always going to be more than that 1,000 that you have to pay. Plus, there's a reach stick on the board, so she can get that 1,000 back if she can. It's an extra 1,000 points up for grabs for the next winner.
Okay, 3 Mon will be our Dora. One's held here by Yamada. It actually looks like he has a pretty quick hand. Tojyo is our dealer. He looks pretty reasonable as well. Murakami has blocks. They're just not the strongest. And we get to see a Chi here for 7, 8, 9 Sanchoku Ishanten already. I believe that was a 4, 4, 4, 5 Mon as well in hand. So potential to use a copy of the Dora. You're talking about picking up that 1,000 points. Opening the hand for a relatively inexpensive one certainly is one of the ways to just stay close to the leader. My Pinogo very set in these blocks, just needs an 8-so and then one of 3 Mon, 5 Mon, or 6 Mon. Tojyo looking pretty close as well. There's the 7-so completing the 7, 8, 9 shape, but that's going to give the 8-so to Yamawaki with the big 3-sided Tenpai. Of course, we're not expecting to see a Dora come out from the other players, but it'd be very easy to see one of those central tiles come out. Plus, Tsumo is pretty likely with such a wide weight. Ishanten for Tojyo. What a big 3 Mon draw, considering holding for that 2, 3, 4 Sanchoku with the 5 Mon, but that's going to end the hand.
This Sanchoku is just 1,000 points to Yamawaki, plus a 300 for the continuance. And she got that reach stick that she was hoping for to make up for that Tenpai that we were talking about. And a no 10 in the last hand.
And so that continuance is the difference now. 600 points. Yamawaki in the lead. But of course, this is early days with East 3 only, and Murakami with his first chance in the dealer seat. We'll see a 2-pin as the Dora. Nice completed so block, as well as a 1-3-5. On the lower side, Yaman in the middle. Monzu, very Nice looking hand, just lacking any Dora. Maybe Itsu can happen in the Sozu. Wow, very put together hand for Yamawaki. Could be a very early Riichi. Back-to-back strong hands. Tojyo with potential Itsu as well in the Pinzu. And a 2-pin, the ability to collect one of those. Yamawaki straight into Ishida.
Some insight as to what it's like to play against Murakami. You can read Riichi Mahjong, Balance Your Game, written by Yoshihiro Matsumoto, who faced off against Murakami on his first final table in the Duosen, a Saikyosen open tournament, I guess. And it's in English because we have released it through World Reach Publishing as one of the first 2 titles, launched at the World Reach Tour, the M League World Reach Tour last month. So pick up your copy. There's some digital editions, or you can get a physical copy from Sparrow's Nest, or I think North Texas Mahjong. Also translated by me, by the way.
Yeah, it's one thing to just have a book about strategy, but I really do like seeing the personal insights about various moments in their Mahjong career.
Yeah, it's super fun. Makes you feel like it's such a what's it really like to be a pro, not just what's the most efficient discard here.
Really,
Also proofread by Nathanael. Would not have been in publishing form without Nathanael, by the way.
this is going to be an intense hand. Tojyo got her 2-pin, but Murakami Ishanten for Chitoi. But potential shift to Ipeko and a bunch of other things as well. Everyone's close to Tenpai now. It looked like Yamawaki had the lead. Another Dora. I guess we kind of have to use it, but we've got a lot of pairs if that's going to be the case. Not going to accept the Diamond upgrade because that loses.
This is Tanyo and Ipeko, the inside hand and twin sequence.
Okay, but it was Yamawaki first to Riichi. 3608. Yamada backing away. Tojyo with the pair of Dora certainly wants to fight. His house should be safe, but the shapes are not super clean.
So in poker, they say first to bet wins the pot. I feel like first to reach wins the hand, unless it's me that's first to reach. In the past 2 days, I've been playing a lot of Mahjong Fight Club SP, and every time I reach first, I do not win the hand.
Well, Murakami is certainly not going to let this go by so easily. Calls Chi for Tanya only. Has the twin sequence shape, but an open hand that's not going to count for Ayaku, of course.
Wants to hold on to his dealership.
4-7 Mon versus 3-6 So. 4-pin. Or Jason Tuck goes through. Tojyo continues to hang around, but Murakami will find his 4 Mon. Tanya only. Hey, that Riichi stick stolen by Yamawaki. Murakami will take it right back.
It was his reach stick on the board in the last stand. Still a very, very close game. There's not a big score difference between anybody here.
So far, we've seen 2 reach sticks and 2 1,000 point hands, or in this case, 1,500.
Minimum scores.
The match continues on the Murakami dealership. 3 more pairs in this hand, but plenty of opportunity to go Tanya or sequence-based hands. I think I saw some Green Dragon shenanigans. Dora 1 So. Conducive to an open Yakuhai call. 5 Mon, another pair. kind of building a similar hand to the last one with multiple pairs and the ability to play Ipeko. Two-so pair is kind of awkward when you've got that the one-so Dora. A lot of times, you know, we're talking about that 1-2 shape or 1-1-2 shape you'll cut to keep the pair, but you don't really want to cut the Dora. Wow, Murakami, these draws have been amazing. Nice 5-on pull. The Green Dragon Mochi Mochi between Yamada and Yamawaki, both holding a pair. And immediately into Tempai is Murakami, but he will not take this Riichi.
There's a lot of upgrades for shape and weight and score. Those are shape and weight. Two of the main components that you are looking for in your hands. The other is speed. It's already got speed by being to Tempai first. But he has a potential 3-sided weight. But we'll just take the win as it comes out.
Panya only 2,000 plus the 300. And of course, there's also the 4-mon and 7-mon upgrades to Ipeko as well. For bonus value. The 3-side weight gives
many
you
different ways
Pinfu.
that they had. Yeah, the hand could improve. There's even a sort of a Sanshoku if the tiles came in the right order.
And how about the Lianpeko draws? It is possible if you draw that 4-7 upgrade and then draw 4-so or 5-so, you could get all the way up to Lianpeko. But in the end, Murakami just takes the win. Now opens up Haku pair, South pair, Dora pair.
Alright, looks like everything's okay. Not sure what the judge said something to the table, but no issues.
It's always interesting, I think, to watch the player cams, especially when Murakami discards. Very animated. His discard motions. Oh, East pair! And there's the expressions we love to watch. Well, still callable hand. You have to decide what you want to call ahead of time if you're planning on it. None of these tiles have come out. The White Dragon, the South, the East. It's also just Chitoi on them. Is that the direction we want to go with this hand? I always wonder in this spot whether or not pairs or an open hand is the best. I'm glad it is a much stronger player that gets to make the choice here. 6-pin connects to 8-pin here. Of course, 7-pin Dora. That is a nice shape to have. Murakami 8-pin that connects to the Dora pair, but honestly, I think we'd rather have the Dora pair in most cases. Of course, if you're Tempai, it's okay to sacrifice the Dora just to be able to get the win. By the way, more pairs now for Yamada. He might be able to fight this. Tojyo looking for the optimal door connector. There's the Haku, there's the Pon. Decision has been made. We are opening up here. We are probably going to end up in a flush as well. Honitsu. Five mon, okay. Move to Tanya, definitely reasonable.
How many blocks in that hand over there? I think this one has a lot of blocks.
Torodikiti, very nice 7-pin draw, door draw. Definitely a little bit of concern about dropping pin tiles against Murakami, so the 5-pin will probably stay put for a while. Similarly, East held by Yamawaki, but the 9-pin, Yamada does not have as much concern about dropping those because they can't be called with chi.
Yeah, Yamada's still got too many blocks. He's gonna have to find a place to discard at least 2 more tiles.
Jam.
Which, that's where you get in trouble against these, like, called hands and reaches as well.
The 1-pin, a tile that Murakami really wants, comes out. Chi.
I don't know.
Will it be the preemptive pin cut or just the West? Deciding now if he chooses to sacrifice the door, he will allow the door to be discarded in the future. Oh, and the 7-pin drawn by Yamawaki. That's the last copy of the Dora, so Murakami will not be able to make a triplet of the 7-pin.
Tojyo's hand just makes me want to sigh. I hate that the middle 5 is just so hard to discard against Murakami. She's kind of stuck now.
Yeah,
She was stuck before and kind of pushed that 5. I mean the 1, but
there was a little bit of a jam there. The 8-pin from Yamada. He's really trying to shut this down, putting it upon himself to save the table from what could be 12,000 points. We're going to see the jam, the 5-pin. It's going to go through too. 3-6 mon, the Riichi. 5-pin follow. And that's Tempai for Yamawaki, but does she dare put the East? She will. There's going to be a pawn, but the Riichi goes through. And now, which weight do we choose? It will be the Shabo. Now, 2 players in Riichi cannot defend.
there are no south on the board.
I don't know that there are any Souths in the hand either. It is a live weight. Oh!
There it is!
Well, this one is not going to come out from the one player that can defend. And the 6-0 Tojyo cannot use that. The 2-mon also no go. 7 goes right back. We go back to our defending player, 8-0 again.
And now, does this situation when you reach, does it make you excited and happy to be at the table, or kind of sick to your stomach, like, oh, who's gonna win this one?
If it's me, I'm sick. But Tojyo is exhilarated after the big sumo. We'll see the final South as the Ura indicator. Oh, what a relief. Riichi Tsumo Dora.
And we'll put Tojyo up into first place and move the dealership to Yamawaki.
Oh, what a hand. Bravery from all the players here. Pressing against that dealer hand. And of course, if Murakami wins that hand, he is in such a good position to claim a first place. And that would be a tragedy for both teams Orfeu and Four Seasons. Unsurprisingly, they were the ones to directly take the reach.
Well, some really great shapes here in Yamawaki's hand in the Sozu. A little bit of a mess everywhere else, but lots of potential with really easy connectors.
I feel like if I was sitting at this table, I definitely would play a little bit more slowly at the start of this round just to give my heart a chance to rest.
Sometimes you do need that.
Murakami
It's
did.
a little game that I play with myself. After I fold a hand, like, I feel like I fold it really well. A lot of times I'll get a really good starting hand. And it gives me motivation to fold really well in other hands. Like it was my reward.
Good defense leads to good offense. Just
No, it's
sort of
it's
karma way.
total luck. Yeah, karma luck. Um, that makes no sense whatsoever, but I feel like it. It feels like reward. I don't see that right now because nobody folded except for Yamada.
Oh, really tap by here with that north call. Murakami sacrifices the Dora and says, I'm ready. It might only be 2,000 points, but probably going to beat you out. There is the very funny one-mon discard, though. Wait on Dora Tonki with 2 in hand already. Shortcut to Mongon? This is the draw that makes you feel a little bit sad. Of course, had he kept the extra 8-pin, could have switched, but we'll end up grabbing the 2,000 points as expected. Taking it directly from Yamawaki, so third and fourth place very close to each other. First and second very close. Still no one that separated from first in total. Still a dealership for everyone, and Among Sumo would take first place for every player.
One comment in the chat from Dude about the way Murakami's last discards to me is what Mahjong is all about, exhilarating stuff.
Looks like a
I
slow.
think watching Murakami, yeah, you'll know what Mahjong is about. He's
Yeah, I think it's like sitting at the same table and experiencing that in person. Kind of leads you to play better as well. You have to match the intensity.
that is when we announced the World Reach Professional Program. We had an interview with Ryoei Hirano, who also came on the tour last month. And for him, the reason to become a pro was to have the opportunity to play against, to get beat, actually. He said, literally, I want to play against strong players and lose to them so that I can become a stronger player. And that was his reason for becoming a professional player. And with the World Reach program as well, they have more opportunities than anyone else in the world, I think, for that to happen. If you can make it to Japan, you have opportunity to play in pretty much any pro match in 4 of the major pro orgs, which is crazy. I can't even play in that many matches. Like, I'm not eligible for the MPM closed matches. So, you get to play against people like Murakami. It's crazy when you're actually sitting there at the table.
I heard the new round of testing coming soon this fall.
Yeah, I think September,
October, maybe?
October, maybe September signups for
Oh, that
October
makes
testing.
sense. But yeah, if you're interested in joining, the opportunity will come once again. 7 so Dora, we did see a call. Tojyo with 2 Dora. And a lot of pairs. Those awkward in-between hands. Yamawaki nabbed the white dragons. Has also a green and red dragon. Technically, if Daisangen is still alive, but realistically, probably just a fast hand to confirm third, one more hand. For Tojyo, this is all about picking the right pairs. I recently played a game where I did aim from Chitoi or 4 Chitoi from the very start, and spent a lot of brain power trying to read players' discards and the wall. And everything went like exactly according to plan. It was the best feeling ever. And I didn't win the hand. I got the template, but I didn't win. But it really did feel good to be able to like predict which tiles were going to be in the wall and then have them actually show up. That's what Tojyo needs to do right now. Oh, 8 completes the sequence, but no.
Satisfaction of being correct.
Or at least
I
lucky
lost,
enough.
but I was right. That's how I justify when I read something as being very dangerous, but I decide to discard it anyway. I knew this was going to deal in, so I was right. Ignore the fact that I actually dealt it.
Yeah, this is actually wild that Yamada is the first player to Tenpai here. It looked like he had the most work to do from that high pie. And yet, as the dealer, gets to slam that Riichi, even against the open players. Yamawaki has these dragons to work through. But it's 6-9 pin.
Actually, yeah, Tojo's hand kind of turned into a mess, and then Murakami and Yamawaki both went away at this point.
One mon, not the right Monzu connector. We'll send it back out.
No specific information that one mon is safe. Just please be safe.
Got a turn 5 3-mon. Hope that's good enough.
Yeah,
I don't know if we can call that Sotogawa. Still searching. I haven't been counting the tiles, but I know that Tojo's holding a number of them. Out of 3, 6, 9 from the start. Still holding 2 copies of a 6 and a 9. And we're here for Murakami. None of the 9 pin have been discarded. You kind of expect them to be relatively live, except 2 of them are here.
2 here, so 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 left in the wall, maybe?
Now the 2 pin clears. That's the tile that both Tojyo and Murakami were holding. Murakami now can safely cut that away and hold a slightly stronger force, so to maybe get to Tenpai at the end. Oh, another mon tile, but that's not the right one. There's the last 6. A little slow reveal there. The 3-so is not going to be tile. Would have helped Murakami. Oh, but the 9 pin, the last copy comes to our dealer. Each small, no Uda. It's not the book.
No Pinfu because the south is the prevailing wind.
Indeed. Just 1,000 all. That's okay. That's a start. Puts Yamada into 3rd place. And importantly, he gets to retain the dealership. Step closer to the pair that's ahead of him in the standings. This high pie. This looks much stronger. No Dora, but a pair of green dragons, already an uncle of the 2-mon and a diamond in the hand. Very nice shapes for Murakami here. No Dora, just 1 here for Yamawaki. So it's awkward shapes all around. A lot of terminal tiles in the hand too. Yamada keeps advancing. Great 3-so draw. Another diamond shape in hand. 2 pin. Could give you an alternate pair sequence option. Besides, he likes the shapes in hand better. Oh, what are these draws? It's fantastic. Ishanten already at this point. You're not even thinking about calling the Green Dragon, are you?
No, I mean, when you have so many open-endeds and you really want to push for that reach, especially when you can intimidate the table as dealer with a reach, and you'll even drop the Green Dragon, goes down to 2 away from ready, down from the 1 away from ready, but so many good shapes. And with that triple of the 2 that can also become a pair, it's really flexible.
And instantly back into Ishanten. Of course, could be declaring a Riichi net right now for Riichi only. But how about...
Now is the chance that reach Pinfu Tanyao.
Exactly. Riichi Tsumo Ura. Pretty good. 2000 all. Oh my goodness.
Oh, gonna go straight for the 6-7-8 potential even, not even gonna mess around with that 4-7 pin open-ended weight.
Yeah, I thought we might see the, if you're trying to hedge all your options, you could consider the 2-mon cut. But that loses a lot of pair draws.
Also, I think because it's Dora, maybe if the 8 wasn't Dora, we would probably see something different.
Oh yeah, for sure, the 8.
Dora wants to lock it in.
But that's
But
like...
that 7P middleweight.
If you can get the expensive side, +3 Han. Oh, because the cheap side can wait Dora Tonki. He will wait Dora Tonki. And you know what?
I think if you had the 6, so it'd be so expensive, but I like this.
This is so live in the wall too. Haven't we only seen 1 drawn to this point? One other tile, Yamawaki holding one, so that's 2 live in the wall.
2 live in the wall, Suji trap. Not even the reach Suji trap, it's the Suji trap before the reach. So the only thing he can be waiting for, I guess maybe a Shabo, or Dora Tonki.
Yeah,
if Dora is involved.
If I was one of the other players, I definitely would suspect that he has the Dora pair already. But no, he's waiting on it.
Oh, question in the chat. The way pros navigate different lines of play is so interesting. Man, I wish there was a book to help me with that. We did talk about Balance Your Game. Another book out by World Reach Publishing. Originally in Japanese, My Navi. It's called The Essential Playbook by Kotaro Uchikawa. Also translated by Jenn, proofread by Nathanael and the rest of the team. Also debuted at the tour last month. Also available from Sparrow's Nest or North Texas Reach Mahjong, North Texas Mahjong, and also available on Amazon in a digital version. And of course, Kotaro Uchikawa is the reigning world champion from 2025 in Tokyo.
We did see 1 copy of the Dora picked up. Yamawaki now close to that 7 pairs with Dora 2. Definitely from last place wants to challenge here. 6-mon. That makes a sequence, not the pair she was looking for. Five pin would have been helpful a little bit earlier. Oh no, the last copy of the door has been drawn and she just backed away from the sequence shape. Gonna have to go 9 pin now. It's just no way that you can drop that door, can you? I mean, I guess you have an Anko and it's Suji.
Yeah, it's not the Shabo way.
Right? I mean, it really limits the number of ways that could deal in. Especially if the Kanchan weight clears as well. As you can see, 3 copies of the 9 pins, not completely dead, but... Oh, now it is. Yeah. So 8 pin only deals into Tonki. You could be excused for throwing it.
think though that only happens if she's Tenpai and she has stepped further away from the Chitoi Tenpai with not very many draws left. So probably we won't see it, but she does have a lot of pairs and triples, which means very few safe tiles.
One of the clues about this 8-pin weight is that 5-6 Diamond came discarded came from hand, but it wasn't discarded immediately back to back. It was 5-pin,
Yeah, but it's still
Sumokiri
like if
one
you
so,
have
and then 6-pin.
5, 6, 8, the normal line is not to discard 5, except for that it's Dora. So you have to get pretty deep into reading that, which is easy for us when we're watching from behind.
Well, somehow the wall gave all the door to the to the North Sea player, so Yamada will not win his Dora Tanki. It will pick up 3,000 points though at the end, and he inches ever closer to the players in the lead, but not grabbing the big hand.
And I have beef with everybody watching. Hit that like button, please. Can you hit that thumbs up? Because I need more dopamine in my life.
Right, back at it for Mandura. Another hand that looks quite strong. Yakuhai and a number of terminal pairs, a 1-3 Kanchan as well. I believe in the Sozu. It is much more likely that he opens here and actually uses the dragons. We saw in the last hand he discarded away from that, but this kind of moving towards a Chanta, although that doesn't use the Dora. Right now that's just a lone tile in the hand. Now the problem is 9-so has come out twice now, and the 9-pin's once discarded as well. No calls. So we might have to rework the plan for this hand. More pairs for Murakami. 6-month draw quite strong for Yamawaki towards a Tanya Riichi. But still a lot of work to go in the early goings of this hand. Oh, draws the triplet of the 9-pin. Okay. Dora, gone. That's a statement. Was already making very interesting cuts. 4-pin, 6-pin, 5-so. And then the Dora. At this point, can you just say this is an outside hand? Is that the read you're allowed to make immediately?
From the discards?
Yeah, there's an east first cut, and then all these central tiles. Maybe if it was pairs, you'd think that he would keep the Dora.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna be wary of an outside hand, but I've seen so many hands like this, like, that end up with a really tricky weight that I deal into. I'll just be on very high alert, I think. Maybe not decide what the Yaku is quite yet.
By the way, Haku came out, no pawn. Nice 5-so fill for Tojyo, moving ever closer. Murakami just picking his pairs. Looks like he's decided on Chitoi once again. 5-so, a fantastic draw. There's an opportunity for Sanchoku now. 4, 5, 6 Sanchoku using the Dora and maybe even Ipeko as well if Yamawaki can find another 5-so. Chun, Pei, Hatsu, all these tiles are retained. Yamada still patient. Still has the opportunity to open his hand with the last copy of the White Dragon, should it come out. Fills into Tenpai waiting on that white dragon. Of course, in the Shampong wait, the 9-so is dead. And the white dragon is once cut, so he never has to worry about missing a win here. The Riichi might even put himself at a disadvantage, but there is still the 9-mon draw for the Chanta. Value improvement. In the meantime, all the other players continuing to press on with their own hands. Yamawaki, the biggest threat right now, I think. Closely followed by Murakami. Cannot find the pair, though, has been stuck Ishantan for quite a while. Considering the south, again, the dealer's been making very weird discards. We'll hold the south for now. Oh, but not so Yamawaki. She just has to let that go. The south may be a decent weight, but now twice cut. Yamada quickly and confidently discarding. We do have Tempai for Tojyo. It is the same 4-5-6 Sanshoku.
My least favorite Sanshoku, I think. I mean, I love Sanshoku in all its forms with 4-5-6. So much harder to complete, I feel like, than all the other Sanshokus in the world.
In this case, no Riichi. It includes a Dora, so already looking at some decent value, despite waiting on a tough middle 5-pin. And we see one discarded, 2 held by Murakami, and 1's held by Yamawaki. So no weights live in the wall. Yamada still maintaining the Tempai. Drew the 5-so that was so desperately sought by Yamawaki. And now another Dora just plays it out. Have to maintain Tempai here. Oh no! Just after cutting the south. Draws it back, missing the Tempai. Looks like Yamawaki not able to find a Tempai of her own, so we go to the draw. 2 players Tempai, Yamada and Tojyo. Poor Murakami. It was the story of Chitoi. That is my 7 pairs life. On most occasions.
Oh, I mean, I just have no confidence to reach on all pairs anymore. I've lost it all.
A very, very intriguing play, though, from Yamada in that hand. And at this point, he is tied for second. And I believe in this league, tie breaks are seat order. So he technically has the lead here in second. 4 pairs for Murakami. But south is the Dora. This is much more likely to be an open hand, especially since he has 2 different Yakuhai calls potentially with the Green Dragon and the south. Oh, this is kind of interesting for Tojyo. Potential Junchan Ipeiko. A lot of times the second 8-so gets cut out of that hand, but you know, there is a world where you draw the 7-so and get maximum value. Oh, and even a backup pair, so this hand's kind of coming together now. Could hang on to the 3-pin for a potential 2-pin and 1-pin draw, but just lets it go and holds the current shapes. Murakami playing maximally efficient. There's the Green Dragon. There is our Pom Ishantan with Yakuhai Dora 2. And of course, the ability to use a 3rd copy of the South. There is a backup pair in the hand. Oh, the 8-pin draw. Ishanten now for Tojyo, looking for 1 so and 7 so for maximal value. Interesting choice for Murakami there. He discards his backup pair to maximize his chance at getting to Tenpai. And of course, if he pairs up 5, 7, or 9 pin, could slide that back. Better acceptance in the worst shape. North, no go here. Of course, we did see one of the Dora Souths drawn by our dealer, and Yamada not so inclined to discard it with his shapes. Why potentially give someone a free Mangan when your hand is so far from Tenpai? I believe.
I dude in the chat. I'll never understand why Jenn keeps defending Chitoi.
Murakami as well. The 5 pin keep allows him to win 5, 6, 7 Sanchoku and make that a Mangan even without the third copy of the Dora. Oh, there's the 1 so draw. And we'll hold the Dama. Junchan, Ippei go Mangan Tenpai. This is
so much better than Chitoi.
This is a huge moment, though. 6 mon drawn that actually encourages Yamada to play this hand a little bit. I wonder if he's going to get in a situation where the Dora comes out. 3 so back. Yamawaki with 1 copy of that 7 so, but it looks like it's going to become a sequence. And now the option to switch weights could go 1 mon, 9 so, 6 so, where you're still hoping to win the 1 or the 9. And we will see the Riichi so.
They're going to take the widest option. There's still a potential for some high scores.
9 so drawn held. That would be a quite an expensive tile to drop immediately after the Riichi. And now pressure on Murakami. Gives up the 5 pin. That was safe, but does lose the Sanchoku opportunity. Nine so and 6 so drawn. Yamada pulling in all the winners. Murakami Tenpai. If you can jam 6 mon, he says yes. Tenpai Yakuhai Dora 2 waiting on the 8 pin. Trying to get to first place here. 8 pin twice discarded. Also, Tsuji to the Riichi, so you might see it come out defensively if lacking other safe options, but Yamada has 6 mon first. 5 so, not the Tsumo for Tojyo. 4 pin straight back. That one's not so bad with the early 5 pin and the 1 pin that's come out.
There it is.
I believe that was the 1 mon. A Tsuji trap. On the 1, it goes through. And that is the Junchan for Tojyo. Mangan win directly from Yamawaki. Well, Team Orfeu really needed that. Big opportunity to get first.
We are looking at a scenario that's very close to the one that we wanted to have the maximum number of games possible. Little, of course, is tied for second right now. I believe no ties, and the first dealer in sequence gets the higher placement, so they don't split the table points. So if it were to end right now, I think Little would have second place and Kaneman would have third place.
Yeah, that extra point. I mean, it seems very difficult for the standings to stay as they are with 3 more dealerships left, but you have to think about it, right? Another honor tile. Murakami, quite an intriguing hand. Tojyo, second copy of the 7 so potentially big increase in value there. Oh my goodness, the Sozu and the honor tiles keep coming from Murakami. Could have a hand with the value to compete. South Palm, that's double south. So looking at a potential flush with double south. Mangan already just with that and could do even better. Tough spot for Yamawaki. 5 pin the Dora, but 2 copies of the 6 pin in hand. It slightly improves the shape, but honestly, we much prefer the 5-7 to the 7-9. Yamada sits. Close the tempai, although the value lacking from the hand. And as expected, the 9 pin will go back. Oh, Dora, well, that doesn't quite fit so nicely into a flush. We'll hold on to it for now. Discarding the 9, so not such a big sacrifice. One step closer to tempai. Ishantan.
567, 567. Slightly better than 456.
Seven pin. Is there a world where we can turn this into 6-7-8 Sanshoku? Not really, with the 4 pin being the Dora.
Yeah.
8 so out, like a little preemptive cut there.
5 pin, if 5 pin pairs up, and we can forget about the 8 pin pair.
Oh, sorry, you're right. 5 pin Dora does make it a little possible. But at any rate, the 8 so came out.
And also that 3 pin completing the 2 sequences are not likely anymore.
Hmm.
I can see a world where like a 2 mon pairs up, but it'd be a very long route still to get to the 6, 7, 8.
Well, the 8 pin was the tempai draw, but of course, the decision was already made to force the Dora usage. 7 so, oh no.
Alright, now we can see 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, but we just dropped the 8 so and it got pulled into my Murakami. I don't know. That might be dreaming a little too much.
No, yeah, I mean, after the poem, but you wouldn't have drawn the 7 without the 8 mon poem.
True.
So we have no regrets.
No regrets. Actually, letting the 7 so go is still kind of brave against what looks to be a flush. The 8 sub pawn does make shapes in the upper, so it's a lot harder. And actually, that hurts Tojyo a bit, because she was looking for 5-8 so, and now she can see the 8 so are completely gone from her perspective. Only 5 so remains. Okay, stronger Ishantan or Yamada, still seeking the pair, but a 6 mon or 8 mon pair would be fantastic. Tojyo in a little bit trickier spot than Yamada is defending against this flush. Doesn't want to cut the 3 so, even if she gets some bonus acceptance by holding onto the 3 pin. And of course, we know the value of 5-6-7 Sanshoku is basically locked in at this point because there are no more 8 so. So the only way she can complete that shape is with the 5. Green Dragon not seen on this board. There's a flush player. Definitely not a tile that we can cut. Yamawaki searches for alternative options. Looks like Tojyo is prepared to get out of this hand as well. We are approaching the end of the road. 5, so a last second tempai. 3-sided potential, but chooses to hold on to the Redragon, of course. Oh no! Oh, the 6-pin finally came just as Tojyo gave up her chance at tempai. Had committed to never discarding the 3-so and played away from it, but maybe if you were tempai, you'd consider it. Certainly would not have won this hand. Unless this very draw is a 5-so. It's not a 4-so. But at least maybe could have maintained the tempai. Another pair, not what Murakami was looking for. And in the end, only one player tempai.
Just Yamada, and that puts him in a really good position to make it to the within 10,000 of first place, which is the sweet spot that we need
Yes.
to have a Mangan Sumo to overtake first place.
South 3, a really important round in the game as a whole. It sets you up for your all last position. And all last, you know what type of hand that you need in order to accomplish your goal. In South 3, you're not quite sure yet because a number of things can happen. So you try to position yourself as best you can. In this case, as you say, putting yourself within 10,000 points of Tojyo will give you the opportunity to win a Mangan Sumo in all last. And of course, if you can do better and just get the Mangan immediately, then it's fantastic. Oh, Dora pair for Yamawaki. That's quite nice. Murakami, our dealer. 1, 2, 3 Sanchoku potential. But the draws for Yamawaki have been excellent. There's another 3-pin for Yamada. Both players making a 3-4 shape in the Pinzu. Penchon fill for Tojyo as well. And the 3-mon fill. These draws have been fantastic. Kind of interesting spot for Murakami where the Sanchoku 1, 2, 3 is not guaranteed with these shapes. You can force it, of course, but right now the pair is the 1-pin. It has plenty of opportunity to move to a Riichi JPML type hand. Tojyo with the lead, calling her hand open, just trying to shut down the play, but the 2-pin pull from Murakami. What's it going to be? Shooting first. 5-pin. This is tempai. We are going to see the Riichi. Ooh, a spicy Riichi for Yamawaki. This kind of says, I want to sumo the Dora, right?
I don't know. I'm kind of looking for that 9, so like, thinking that somebody could easily discard the 9, so as well.
Yeah, it is once cut, so only one copy of the 9 still left. 2, so of course we're not expecting to see a player drop that, but sumo is viable. And if I recall correctly, there's only one other 2-so that's been drawn, of course, by Murakami with the 23 Sanchoku.
There's one left at the wall.
What was that?
But Yamada's getting very close to tempo. Not quite tempo, I think. Is the middle 4-so?
I thought there was a chance that he was even on the Tonki. Still Ishan then. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful draw. And he's going to chase right back. Daring play against the 4th place Riichi. But he has the strong weight 258 mon. Ichi, Tanyao, Pinhu, and there's the 2 mon. Of course, Tojyo does not want to get involved anymore. Not against 2 Riichis. And Murakami, this is a big opportunity, but he's got to push against 2 Riichis.
2 Riichis with very unsafe tiles. We'll go with the 7. The 7 is safe to at least Yamawaki. I think not quite Yamada, but
I feel like there's little else to do for his spot but push, and kind of interesting for Tojyo as well. I think she prefers to deal into Yamawaki than she does to Yamada.
yeah.
And so if presented with a choice of two tiles, one safe to Yamada, one safe to Yamawaki, I think she would choose the latter. Incredibly, Yamada still has not been able to find this 258 mon. 2-pin. Wow, Murakami has found a Tenpai. Will it be a Dama? Will it be a Riichi? Right now, Pinhu Sanshoku Dora is a manga. There's 2 players in Riichi, though. He says Dama. 3-6 mon. 6 mon just came out, so it is Genbutsu, but that's not going to be able to nab the win. Yamada forced to discard the winner. And I believe it was the expensive one, too. 8,000 plus the Riichi sticks plus the continuance counter. That's 300. The Tuso Dora unable to be prevented.
That
And
brings Yamawaki back up into the contention for first place even.
yes, we could have the full reversal. If Yamawaki manages to surpass both Yamada and Murakami, she certainly has the opportunity being the all-last dealer. This could be the most exciting of scenarios. Callable hand with East pair and Green Dragon pair for Yamawaki. 9-pin Dora, and we saw 9-pin, 9-pin, the first 2 cuts from Tojyo. The classic I'm in the lead move. I don't even need to use the Dora, but I'm certainly not going to hold on to it for the other players. Just let those go right away. 7, so that fills a really awkward shape, so great opportunity to cheat. Yamawaki still expecting to see the dragons come out relatively easily. Or even this east wind. Pon straight into Ishida. Yamada's hand, though, could be that Junchan Sanshoku. He, of course, with a Bangan, will surpass Murakami. The gap to first place is some 19,000 points, so a lot harder to get there. Oh, and draws the 6-pin instead of the 9-pin.
No pair in that hand yet. Two 9-pins out from Tojyo from the first 2 discards is so how I play. I'm sure that she checked the Dora before she discarded those.
Oh, absolutely.
That I can't say that's always the case in my situations.
Oh my. What is Murakami brewing over there? He says, I don't even need the Dora to make value in my hand.
Tanki for Yamada.
A lot of very interesting moves. Hold on to the pay. The 3 still come out. There's the
That's
Dora.
Yamada.
Oh my goodness, Tojyo has discarded an Uncle Fedora, and Yamada stares at those tiles. I needed one. Just one of those.
There is one left. And Tojyo now called, so she probably won't get it, I think. If she didn't call, then surely she would have gotten the 4th one too. That's science.
Does that mean the last 9 pin is going to Murakami now? He could use it.
Yeah, I mean, if we follow science, that's what's gonna happen.
Murakami pausing on the 5. So now Tojyo has opened the hand. Could be tempo already. Now, if Murakami deals in, probably doesn't get him to drop a placement. It will end the game with him in second.
Yamada has now switched to a pseudo open-ended. Wait, the fake open-ended. In my book, it's called fake open-ended. I was vetoed with that name, so it's called pseudo open-ended in the other books. But the odd Yanmen. Right here. There it is.
You called it. That chi has put him on the right drawing line.
We have a Menpin, possible Junchan,
HP Junchan.
Dora.
Kaneman. Sumo is still
Beats
second
Dora?
place. Hanuman direct would do it if he got it from Tojyo.
Okay, but hear me out. Ipatsu and or Uradora with its sumo is Baimon.
Riichi Sumo Pinfu Junchan. You're right. It is technically possible. How live is that 9-so? Also, it has to get the right side of it as well.
Yeah, it has to be the 9-so. It can't be the 6-so, but I think 9-sos are kind of plentiful. Of course, Murakami doesn't have any.
At this point, Murakami almost probably wants to deal into Tojyo. You certainly don't want Yamada to surpass you for second. Can he dare this 5-so?
And with that reach, you know that he definitely has a shot at second place. He definitely has a score in his hand that will put him in second place, no matter where he wins from, or he won't win from anyone.
No Ipatsu with the chi, of course. That draw is not going to work either.
There are 2 9-sos left in the wall, by the way.
Well, now one less. Wow,
Okay,
that
one
that
less
was
as
a
well.
pretty crucial chi. That could have been the
Okay,
sumo.
but also this is a Haneman if Tojyo deals in.
And she
That's
will.
enough. It gets us in. That's enough for first place. The direct hit.
The direct hit Haneman is going to change placement. Tojyo trying to confirm the win with the Tanyao hand, but also it was so hard for him to have Haneman. She could see 3 of the Dora in her own discards. But Junchan and the last copy of the Dora was enough for Yamada to pull off the surprise reversal.
And Yamada trying to hide the delight in his expression. Perfect direct hit for first place for Yamada. That puts Little on a massive first place ahead of everyone else overall with 6 points.
Tojyo will
Tojyo.
confirm second place at least. Team Orfeu still alive. Yamawaki not able to put it together in this game. Murakami in third. What a finish.
How does that happen? That's crazy. The perfect conditions, the perfect draw. The perfect draw for Tojyo, then the least perfect draw for Tojyo, I guess, but perfect for Yamada.
Yeah, I mean, but just the way that hand came together as well with the last door coming through. All the stars had to align perfectly for that to come together. And So it did. That's all you can do as a player, right? You put yourself in position and
That's
hope
what
that works out.
Yeah, that's what you have to do. A lot of the times it doesn't work out. Those times when it does work out, those are the little tiny edges that you need. And even from anywhere else, you still would have locked in a second place. So just, but it had to be the 9, so. And there are 2 left. That was the second to last 9, so. Man, it feels good. It makes me pumped for my league matches tomorrow.
That's right. You can't help but feel like you can do the same thing. I can do the same thing in my game.
Yeah, never ever works out that way. But the link to our affiliate for Redragon is now in the description. I've added it in there. So if you want to go support the stream, you can get some really cool gear. If you want to buy me some gear too, that's cool. I need a new like Bluetooth mouse mouse and also keyboard that kind of lights up, because mine does not light up. And I have a really cool like streaming setup now. If anyone has seen my Twitter, it's badass. I look like I actually know what I'm doing in cybersecurity, but I don't yet. Someday I will. I'm going to hand it over to Corak. I've got Pro League tomorrow. It's our last session for JPML for the first half. So everybody's going to be trying to promote, since that's not happening in RMO for me. Hopefully it will happen in JPML. So I will hand it over to Corak. Thank you, Nathanael. What's going to happen? How many more games are we going to have?
We'll find out. Certainly Team Little is going to have the advantage here. Best of luck, Jenn, in your league matches, and welcome Corak to the stream. Let's take a look at the standings really quickly.
Good luck, Jenn.
Just to put a reminder where we stand. Little, that huge Kaneman Gyakuten will put them in a monstrous lead here with 6 points. Kaneman second place with 3. Orfeu in third with 2, and Four Seasons only 1 point. And so we are in a very stringent point situation. In order to survive, the 4th place team has to have a chance to catch up. And so we're going to need to have Little not win any more points.
Yeah, I think it's they have to be within 1 game of catching up. So theoretically, that you could just have kind of an even display, and that would be the last game. If not, we have a stream tomorrow with potentially 2 more games. But regardless, let's go ahead and jump in.
That's right, game 3 coming up. And as Jenn said, the players, we're going to get 1 player from each team for all 3 games. So new players, love to see the entire team show up for the final games. We get to see everyone in the spotlight at least once. And here for our final table, in the East seat for Team Kaneman will be Hidetaka, Sakai, SBM Pro. Definitely one of the super well-known professional players. Always so fun to watch and play. In the South seat, well, this says Tashiro Kotaro. See if that is actually the case. In the West seat, Kawahara Maiko for Team Four Seasons. And in the North seat for Team Little, to lock it up, it's going to be Andrew Chi, NPM Pro. We've seen him on stream a couple times in the past, and he's in the anchor position here. We'll see if he can bring his team through to a victory in 3 games, or if we're going to need to come back tomorrow for more.
All right, well, let's head in. No table talk here. Everyone is purely business.
Yeah, as expected in the finals. And we will see a different player here, I think.
Of course, Team Little's in the North seat in this situation. So, of course, without Agariyame, that means your position is not necessarily locked in. You win that dealer hand and all last. Doesn't necessarily mean anything. We'll see if there's some strategy strategy might even high priority or fold we get to South 4, but we have a long way to go before then. So we take a look here. Sakai has a Pinfu hand, maybe any Peiko, few options here. I think you just play radio efficiency. West pair. Ooh, the 3s is a great draw. You could even get Honitsu greed with that. Tuso fits in, not really. Decent floater, I guess. You have few routes, slow Pinfu hand. 9 so now an Onko. Doesn't really fit though. I guess advance the hand. Hatsu goes back.
And of course, it is Miyachi representing Team Orfeu in this game.
All right. Well, I think the yellow score there is wrong.
They'll update it now.
There we go. Okay, so apparently they heard me all the way from here to update the scores.
Nice door pickup for Kawahara.
Now it has a pair there of those, but this hand's very slow. Trying to grade 3, 4, 5 Sanjaku. 1, 2, ew. I mean, it adds a penchant technically, which is better than the 5, but ugh. 2-pin floater, pretty worthless. 7, so normally would be a good tile. We'll go ahead and cut the 6 anyway. It is a Chitoitsu hedge, but it's not much of one.
Reasonably likely to end up
Come
cutting.
on. This is an actual Chitoitsu hedge. Now, Ishanten. 5-1 pair up.
Oh.
Well, 3-pin Onko. I think you just cut the 8. I'm going to have to think too hard about it. Could end up just taking a Riichi Dora 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Oh, there our scores are updated. As you can see, team little extra position. 9-pin comes out. Will it be called? No. Oh, 3, of course. You got the 2 from your 1, 1, 2 shape. You're going to draw the 3 next turn. It's just a rule.
Yep, just part of Mahjong.
Here's another pair. Trying to decide a lot. I think I like 8 so a little bit more, but instead cuts the 5 mon. This does allow a whole Nitsu shift potentially. Ooh, 5's a great draw now. Ishanten.
Is this a spot you think where, or like early in the game, Andrew will Dama a Pinshu, or do you think we'll still see the Riichi? Because
you should definitely still be reaching at this point.
Still confirming the Pinshu shape with the Tuso back.
Oh, there's your Chitoitsu. This is probably a Dama looking for a better upgrade. And yeah, this is waiting 5 so only. A couple 5-pin come out. 8, well, that doesn't do anything. Had already cut the 8 previously. 8 so, already threw one of those. That's not useful. Well, that's an Onko there with the 7 mon. Those are to an Ishanten. 9 so does nothing. Non will be held as safe tile. Cuts the 9 mon. 4. That's a little bit better, but not good enough to reach you with. Hatsu does nothing. Come on. Oh, there's your Sanjaku shift. So 3, 4, 5 is definitely possible now. Ooh, the south, but that's also Furiten.
How unfortunate. You can consider cutting the 4 mon and holding the south, anticipating drawing a different tile, but you still want to be able to win on the 4 mon if it comes out inadvertently.
Well, we have a Riichi here with a whole bunch of Fu. Riichi with no real value in that hand, but it is potentially a 50 Furon.
Kind of interesting. If you are desperate to win this hand, you could see the 4 come out.
If you're at 1 point, I'm just shoving. But deals into the Chitoitsu, and you look at it and go, oh, okay. Take your 1600 and let's move on.
Yeah, that's the kind of inadvertent 4 mon that you're hoping to nab came out exactly as planned.
But it's the dealer, so it's worth 2,400.
Nabs the Riichi stick as well.
225. Yeah, the stick is always nice. But Team Kaneman's in an awkward position because they kind of want Kahar to win the match here and close the gap so there will be more games.
Right. You're in a really interesting spot because you don't want to hit Team Orfeu or Team Four Seasons down a lot. You really want to hit Team Little if at all possible. And again, that could lead to some very interesting strategical decisions later on in the match.
All right, we see Pinfu hands, maybe a Junshan in here. Pinfu hand, Tuso fits in very nicely. Pinfu hand. And not Pinfu hand. I'm surprised the one came out. I kind of like had you a little more Hoditsu, but did have the completed shape of the offsuit. The problem is that hand just has no value. Of course, we do see 2 Hatsu out, so as a pair, it's terrible. And it clearly made the decision not to use it. 3-pin, well, same thing. Cut the 2, you're going to draw the 3 and have your beautifully Peiko. Of course, we know it wouldn't be that good because all the 1s are pretty locked up here.
Sakai dealer already Ishantam for Riichi Pinfu.
Non-Onko. 7-pin, pretty good float. We're going to toss it back. Similarly, I don't like cutting the 7 there. I don't agree with Sanshoku.
I wonder if there's been some decisions made before this game that if your hand is somewhat weak to just play relatively defensively.
That would be my guess. Another pair, but instead just going to Karigiri. South goes out. Yeah, no funny cons here. Oh, that is Pinfu. So there's going to be Riichi Pinfu. No Dora, nothing fancy.
Eight-mon play. There's not really any information in the pond, so you're going to be pushing pretty aggressively. You're in the dealer seat, and honestly, even for Miyauchi, it's not a lot of information.
3-mon, 6-mon. We see though where they're locked in. Tuso doesn't do anything, of course.
Andrew.
9-mon, is it still Ishunten?
Tempai.
Oh, almost any upgrade, and you're just going to deal in. It's very hard to connect that hand properly.
8-mon. That came out a little bit earlier.
Yeah, that's safe. Trying to decide whether the acceptance is worth it, I just throw it back. Now they finally got Kahari's Riichi indication. One pin goes back, keeps the Shunten. 5 is close, but not it.
Oop.
4, that is Tempai. This is going to be a Dama 4-7. That is Tempai.
Yeah,
but it's going to deal in on the 6.
6 is probably
Riichi
going to come
Pinfu.
out.
No, could have been disaster if they had a 7, so. But instead, just 2,300 and the stick back. We'll move to East 2.
Let's see. Certainly very natural fight to take. You're going to be taking almost any fight from the score line. Gets the dealership, though. Not an expensive deal in, and she has the opportunity to make a lot of points up in one go.
All right, Pinfu hand with a Dora. Reasonably slow, though. Oh, I like this hand. You just ignore the right third of it, and it's beautiful. Pinfu hand. Pinfu hand with maybe a Itsu? 6-shooting Sanshoku also possible. I kind of like just throwing the 9, so you have to think that way. Instead, we're going to cut the 1-mon pair. It's a very greedy choice.
It keeps a lot of the value
Or
options
another
alive.
pair.
Pairs is a pretty relatively safe way to play hands. That might be exactly what Andrew is looking for.
Or so pair up. 9, so does nothing here.
Yeah, if that hand ends up being a flush, 1-so, 1-pin, 9-so is not the most telling of discards.
3 is a beautiful draw. It's just always 2-mon, isn't it? Yeah.
Straight into Ishantem.
Speaking of good 3-so draws. Well, the problem is it really wants to be a regular hand because of the 5-7 where you can use the Dora, but the problem is the wall isn't cooperating. Meanwhile, we have Riichi Pinfu Tanya Dora, 4-7 pin.
The problem is, it
So,
is exactly that, Riichi. And Andrew has safe tiles for a while.
well, that's just it. Is everyone's trying to decide, is this worth pushing? And the answer is not really. That's the type of draw that might change your mind a little bit.
Okay, we see the
We'll
4
shove the 4, so that's an aggressive push. Okay, going for it now. Five one isn't it. Miso? Nope. Yeah, just shoving at this point. There isn't a whole lot of information, so I said, why not?
The hand came together so quickly. I remember even it started with 1-mon.
Yes, could have been faster than this, but wanted Todd Meow.
Got Tanya.
Can't say I blame the decision.
Oh, fine, let's them all.
4, there's Shiba Reach, Shiba Pinfu, Tanya Dora, no Ura, so only Mongon, only.
Only.
Sakai into first place, expanding the lead here. Wait, Reach, Shima, Pinfu, Tanya Dora. That score is wrong.
And they'll correct that. In the meantime,
Yeah.
dealership's going to pass forward to Kawahara. And she has a chance now with a 6-so Dora.
Free to use Dora. See a tune pair, can just call and go here. Not really much else.
Maybe the
It's really hard to turn into Honitsu, which is your only value play. It's Pinfu hand with Dora in it. This is a, ooh, I like the Ipeco around Dora, but the rest of the hand leaves a lot to be desired. One pin goes out. 5. Nope, gotta switch it out for the 2. Swap it out and switch it. One of those two or both. North pair up. Doesn't do anything immediately. Just gonna cut the extra 2. Tatsu pair up. At least let you call this down. You should be dreaming Honitsu.
Oh, and this is
8 connects
Sakai.
up to 9 loosely.
I feel like he is one of the more committed Honitsu players.
6-0 pair up. That's another pair. Gives us 4. I like 1-2, so I just don't think the Penchun does anything. Still gonna walk the Dora pair in. And that will be called. I don't know how many tiles around Dora you're going to give me, but I figure it's not going to be many, so I should take this one. 5 on goes back. 2 pin doesn't work. That's how you know it's a Chitoitsu. We're starting to see pairs in your discards. Speaking of Chitoitsu, the hand's already getting closer to Shanten.
Yeah, I think the Green Dragon pair up for Yachi, I believe it was, a little bit of a problem. Sakai as well with a Green Dragon pair. So the Honitsu might be a little stuck.
Well, just use it as a pair. They don't have to worry about it. 9 pin pair up, not going to bother with it. We are in Toitsuba. Everybody's getting pairs except for this hand, which still has a couple. Ooh, the 6 is a great draw. Still 2 away, though.
Looks like
Speaking of pairs, and is now realizing that this hand was cursed for the beginning. Cuts the north. There's a Tanya shift. I like cutting the north, the one so there. 9 pins of blank.
Yeah, if you're Andrew, though, you're going to be a little concerned about dropping that one so, and any so for that matter.
That is not the type one. I don't mind just throwing the 5 back because I'm never cutting Dora.
Under normal circumstances, you might not want to feed the flush, but perhaps in this particular scenario, that's not actually that concerning. Wow.
Oh, never mind. Just pair up the 5. That fixes the issue.
The wall,
It's just 1 so or 9 pin.
the wall is really trying to convince Andrew to go Chitoy.
I mean, it's Tanya. The question is, you're willing to accept that it's Tanya. The other issue is the cut earlier. I can't remember if it's Furitan. No, that's an 8, so it's not going to be Furitan. Very good shape then. 1 so will be pulled. And any question about whether this is Honetsu are now ended. 2 so God, I imagine that is also called. And it is. Expands the Isha on 10, but says, no, I want Dora. More Dora. That's another pair, and yeah, just giving up now. Fremont does nothing here. If you don't throw the 7 now, it never goes out. And Will Tossin will be called. Fixes the biggest bottleneck in this hand. Now needs a 4-7 and the Ishanten. Toln does nothing. We'll hold it back. You don't want to feed anyone at this point. 3 so that's not coming out. That hand is now officially done. It's Kawahara's dealer turn,
Yeah,
so
I don't know
you
if it could afford
kind
to
of
be
want to say I
dead.
don't care, but what's your choice? I like 3-mon anyway. Okay, goes to the 2 pin. That suggests fold. Could have just gone to 3-mon and you don't have to make a decision just yet. It's not like the 3 does anything in that hand.
Well, I guess it does
Oh,
now.
well, again, just knew how to draw perfectly. That's twice. As you just cut the floater, and then it pairs up the next turn. Player's much better at reading the next draws than I am, anyway.
Sakai actually holding off on this Red Dragon is preventing Kawahara from advancing into a Tempai. The problem is if she does get to a Tempai before he drops it, looks like Andrew's going to get there first.
This is now Tempai 4-7, so West is called. Is okay. Well, at least I got to my Tempai now, waiting 6-9, so both waiting in Sozu.
Kawahara with the.
And you see that call to the tune that had come out, and out goes the 4. Deals in Tanya door 2.
And so the first dealership ends for 3 players, 1 more to go, and that is that of the second place player, Andrew.
And we're in East 4. Andrew will be dealer here. Again, I believe if the game were to end here, then there is no follow-up. Because you've gotten outside the range of 4th place.
Yeah, right now, a second place worth 2 points for Team Little.
Needs a lot of work. That'd be 8-2, I guess, if it were to end here.
Yes. Which is not achievable in one game.
No. And that's the issue with Andrew getting to 31-9. Not only do you need to win points, especially if you're Sakai, you need to make sure Miyauchi and Kawahara get points.
Yeah,
but at the same time, you must finish above Andrew no matter what.
If somehow Team Little drops to 4th, which is of course going to be the goal for all the other teams, then at the very least, Team 4 Seasons needs to pick up 2 points. And Team Orfeu needs to pick up
At least one.
One.
Oh, two pin's a great draw here. We'll hold the door, of course. 8-so is a pinfu hand. The 5-so cut earlier just to slim the shapes down, make the hand easier to read. 3-pin pair up. Well, it wants to be a pinfu tateniu hand, but it's just a slow one. Hatsu pair up could call and go now. 7-pin. Actually a very good floater, but cut the 8 already, so it's not that good. Another pair here with the 4-6-6-7-7. Tipmo pair up, not going to take it, throws it back. 9-pin, back it goes. So actually an interesting choice. Because there is an awkward Chanta route depending on what else you draw. But it's very awkward to get there.
I wonder if you find yourself forcing Chinitsu before Chanta / Junchan.
And both. Ooh, well, out goes the one. The idea here is to draw the 2-so or the 5-so and then just Riichi on the Ipeco, cutting the Dora.
Riichi
3, 4, 6, 6, 7, 7, cutting the 7. 2-1 completes that block. Still a bit of work to do in this end. North pairs up. 1 pin isn't it. 4 pin's another pair. This hand does not need more pairs. It's not even set up to move towards a Shitoitsu either. I just want to throw it back, but it is a good defensive tile. It gets especially handed on the left, which looks the most advanced.
Yeah, you could trade this 4-pin for a 6-pin.
I think I like just cutting the 6 now, but instead we'll throw the 4. Not giving up completely on this hand. Haku pair up. Trying to decide whether that door ever comes out, and the answer is not yet anyway.
Which is
Ooh,
frequently...
4's a great fill. Ishanten now. 5-so, that's the perfect draw. Riichi Pinfu possible Ipeco. 2-so, 5-so.
And now the fold begins.
Hatsu is not it. Not called either. Oh, yeah, they was called. Just a bit of a clutch on it first. Hesitation before grabbing the tiles. 2, 3, 4. Hand moving a little bit forward. 1 mon doesn't do anything. It's probably out. It is Tempai 3 6-pin for the open hand, so it's 2 5-so versus 3 6-pin right now. 5's an amazing draw.
Yeah, this hand actually
But
fights.
this hand is just so slow.
At this point, you're maybe a 4-pin,
Yeah, I just want to
but...
fold. Yeah, 4 is the only cut that I feel makes a lot of sense. Unless you're just outright pushing, and yeah, there goes the 4. 8. Nope, not even going to think about challenging this one.
At least not yet. There's some
West-
options later with safe entry with Haku and the 4-pin.
5-pin. Oh, this is tragedy. This is a rough spot.
Yeah, only one middle 5, 1 4.
I feel it's 3-pin, 3 mon, or just the double 9-so, but everything's awful. That's a long pause here. There is nothing safe.
Yeah, 2 4-pins visible.
Yeah, but that one right before the Riichi is a little scary, especially with the Dora. We'll throw the 6-pin though, and deals in. Will just be the Hatsu, so definitely the cheaper of the 2 hands.
Yeah, for Andrew, that's just fine. Team Little still a very strong position as we prepare to move forward. Oh, we got a little break.
Well, because they at the end of the East round, so there's probably a math check. Where everyone has to make sure they do their calculations. You know, they have more information about who's in what position. But We see here that the issue is Team Four Seasons must be at least second, and Team Orfeu must be at least third, or else this tournament is over.
Pretty cool to see the players sitting in the commentary as well. We saw Asami Ishida in game number 1 gave Team Little the first 3 points. And now cheering on Andrew to shut it down. So far, so good for him and for the team. And this is, we were talking about placements. Sakai now in the dealership. This might be the spot where you don't Riichi or Pinfu anymore, because you don't want to hit Miyauchi or Kawahana anymore. You want to hit Andrew.
Yeah, but see, Dama Pinfu is a violation of the Human Rights Convention. It's just not allowed. It's cruel and unusual punishment, all sorts of horrible things. You cannot do a Pinfu. It's just morally wrong.
Yeah, now you can't have Andrew just fold out every hand, because
No, in fact, that's an absolute trap, because
Right.
the others are actually actively conspiring at this point to drop you down. If you get too passive, they'll just repeat and you'll pay out 3,000 a round
yeah, and it's okay
without passing dealer.
it's okay to let Sakai win points as long as Miyauchi and Kawahara win points on their own dealerships and surpass Andrew. So he eventually has to win something, or one of the other two players has to win something to move us forward.
But your thing, if you're Andrew, maybe another 2 or 3,000, and then you're pretty much set. But again, everyone is playing differently this table because of the conditions. Ooh, I like
my
this hand.
goodness.
This is pretty. Oh, and another Dora says, wait a second, hold on. Is
Let me
this the
sort
Geo?
this.
It's not, but it's close.
Well, couldn't have asked for much more here. Tanyao Dora to Ishandan.
Possible Sanshoku as well with the 5-6-7 in there. Speaking of 5-6-7, we have 2 of those completed here, but nothing in the Sozu.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see
This is a
another
very
hand here
slow
as
hand.
close.
Oh, do so. Okay, you can just call it down.
Even stronger Ishandan.
Well, it's an interesting position for Sakai, because just getting more points doesn't do a whole lot. But you have to drop Andrew. You just do.
I'm really excited to see how this hand plays out.
I think that's one where you might legitimately just Dama, especially if you end up on the Tanya Shampon. I think you definitely Dama. And you may even pass a win depending on what happens.
Yeah, I think I might.
4-4-5 moves a little bit forward. 9 so worthless, but maybe there's a Sanjiku in there somewhere. 2 on. Well, I guess it connects to the 3 a little bit better. There you are. That's just Tempai, and yes, as mentioned, it is a Dama. This is Pinfu Tanya Dora Dora.
Yeah, this is the perfect opportunity to steal points away from Andrew. It's way too early for it to actually be Tempai. You're not expecting it, and it has a ton of value. 12,000 points would be a huge hit.
Kahara, very slow still. The issue is Andrew's hand is so bad that he may just fold out. But you can't be detecting any danger just yet. But the hand is just so bad. I don't even mind just following a Tuso here. This is such a god-awful hand.
5 mon, 8 mon.
But looking to get a Sanshoku upgrade there. There are a lot of Sanshoku draws.
And right now, those upper
1, 2,
Monzu.
3. Okay, that moves hand forward.
I guess if you're Sakai
5,
and
8.
you sumo, you just have to take it.
Oh, yeah, of course. What else are you going to do? Furiton Riichi? That doesn't help you.
Right.
In fact, that defeats the whole point.
But any other player dropping it to Monza, but not the right one, thankfully.
4 fits in nicely. That's now a very wide Ishida. Out goes the 9. Close, but not it. We're waiting on that 5-8. North isn't it? No, staying with the Dama here. 5, so that is Tempai. It's a bad weight on the 6, so, but it is Tempai. Out goes the 8, and we're going to see a Riichi here. This is kind of worst case scenario. Because you really don't want to hit Kawahara. That's just the end of the event. You have to take a win here. We'll still stay Dama.
All the 4 pins held, so Kawahara only has 1 pins remaining.
Oh, there's the 8.
But there's a
See the hesitation
Riichi.
because of the Riichi. He's not going to deal in. That was the draw that may be a huge swing. Another 8, so it's the third one. If Team Little does end up winning everything here, it'll be because of that draw, because of that Riichi. The 8 does not come out. 4, there's an upgrade. That's now a 3, so 6, so instead of just the 6.
Yeah, all 3 players actively seeking.
Oh, there's our 3, so. And a cheap Tanya will end it with, does have 2 Dora at least, but there's no Sanjiku Tanya, Dora 2. Not actually the worst case scenario for Sakai even dealing in.
Mm-hmm.
But you really need Kawahara to sumo something big when we get over there.
Yeah, that the players wouldn't know, but that really might have been the best chance to actually put yourself in the perfect scenario.
Oh, we see a south pair here. Could call and go. Kinfu hand. 9 so pair doesn't do a whole lot though. We can see the north called. And Sakai is fine with this being the cheap hand because this isn't the important one. Miyuchi does need to finish above Andrew, most likely, but it's fine to end Miyuchi's dealer turn here. If that becomes necessary, because it's so close
Right.
that Miyuchi's overtake condition on all last is easily reachable.
And there maybe even some scenarios that gap, 1,300 points? So there's some scenarios where Kawahara wins Mangan Sumo in all last. And Andrew drops below just by the Oyakaburi.
It's possible, but that also requires Kawahara winning something. All this discussion is moot unless Team 4 sees and gets something moving. Ooh, the 8-man's a great draw. That is now Ishunten for Itsu Nandora.
That would be a fantastic win. And it's also Dama-able.
Oh, what about Pinfu? Well, I guess you can't with the south pair. Would potentially just upgrade the weight. Ooh, 5's an interesting draw here. Because you can theoretically ship 2 Dora now. You'll see a call down. Says, I just want my Tanyan to get out of here.
Perfect.
Dealers for Andrew, knows the goal here is just end rounds. We're going to see the call. This is now Itsu Dora 1 waiting only on 5-mon.
Of course, we can see the South Pole into weight switch, including waiting on the 1-4-mon for potential Dora 2.
I think this is just 9-9. If you're greeting for value, so going with the 2-3. Or see the 3 called. This is now Tempai waiting 5 so 8 so. Andrew's trying to shut this down, move us along.
Sakai switches gears from dropping all of the Sozu to now holding the deal in 5 so. This
East isn't it.
this weight looks really strong. He draws
And
the
Sakai is just not playing this. There's no reason to get involved.
back to back, both sides of the weight drawn.
Eventually goes to the Chun. One pin isn't it. Kara just, it's not budging. The shapes are pretty good, but the hand's just not budging. Of course, Andrew Tempai there.
Now we see all the terminals and honors. Doesn't deal into a Tonyo.
Miyuchi needing that 5 still.
Kawahara
But
can.
it's so hard to get that tile by Dora. Oh, speaking of Dora, and Andrew just shoves it. Gets the table's attention, a bit of a pause before the next tile's drawn.
Yeah, that's actually pretty aggressive because the dealer is open as well with a Tonyo looking hand.
Oh, well, there's our South oncoed up, so now it is non waiting 6-9 mon. And there's going to be a Riichi here. It says Riichi or Riichi Dora. And the one's actually quite safe here.
Kind of interesting.
You only deal in if it was a 2-2-3-3, and there just aren't many of those left.
Miyauchi had the option to wait 1-4 with the Dora wait, but chose not to do it. Picked 6-9 instead. Could have gotten the direct hit there.
Well, I don't think the one comes out if the other hand doesn't cut it. So, oh we're going to see a con.
Yes.
Says, I want to fish for someone else's value. And the Riichi is advantage for the rest of the table. No, obviously that is not a normal play. That is very much situational with the table dynamics.
Yeah, he held... Oh, Sumo.
Sumo! There is extra food here. Not a ton of value. 1,300 all. Non-door one.
So Miyauchi will overtake Andrew. And Sakai definitely held that con with the potential in mind to make this play on a Kawahara Riichi.
And still in first place. Miyuchi now close in second. Kawahara, though, needs to have something happen here. As long as Andrew is above Kawahara, nothing else at this table matters.
She still has a dealership, and right now, that's been a saving grace for Miyauchi. Could be the same for Kawahara when it gets to her turn.
All right, Pinfu hand, slow Pinfu hand. Really, well, now you just go Honetsu. The problem is the Honetsu in the offsuit with no confirmed Yakuhai is just pain. Kuso gets tossed back. 7. Ugh. 3-pin. Oh, well, now Chitoy. I don't know that that's any better. Hey, Onko, this is Ishanten, an ugly Ishanten, but I think you have to take it. Seven pin. Dare I dream 7 Doko?
We all dream
Says, nope,
up
it's
Doko.
Honetsu.
At least as viewers, we do.
I go 1-2 here. I always cut 1-2. Yeah, let's go. There is a 4 for his Sanchu in here. The Fremont doesn't help. There's no real Itsu. The 1-2 just makes a lot of sense from that position. So another pair up could potentially accept another Dora, but the problem is the rest of the hand's a mess. Dora! Kawahara can't afford to throw Dora. Could go 8 mon here. 3 mon, so similar thought. East Onko, still slow. Tojyo will out to 246. 2 mon goes back. Non will be held back for now. We'll see a chi.
Andrew, with that Honitsu play, also kind of defensive as well. A lot of times you end up with a lot of honors that are easy to fold with later on if things get scary.
Unfortunate there. Connects to the 2 to the 3 Dora, but the 1's already in the pawn, so Furitan issues potentially. 9 mon's a blank.
Andrew will
I
snatch
think
that
this
up.
hand's Chanta Shanten as well. I'd have to see that first call.
I think that was the 3-4-5. True.
Ah, okay. I thought it was. No, I'm pretty sure the 2 was called. I don't remember if it was 1, 2, 3 or 2, 3, 4. Four pin goes out.
Oh, pairs the
Two
churn.
pair up. Okay, it's just 4 pin. There's not a reason to cut anything else here. 9 so okay. Losing hand 4, but it's still so slow.
Yeah, if this passes, Miyachi has at least done the job of getting to second place.
8 mon will be held back for now. 8 pin doesn't do anything though.
Oop.
Well, that's a Chitoitu draw. Ishanten. Cuts the 2, so says the door indicators Chitoitsu 8's terrible. Oh no, the backfire on the 1. I guess the 1 is dead at this point, so the Shampon would be on this dead tune.
And Sakai is not going to drop any more Monzo at this point.
There it is, waiting 6-9.
Honitsu Tenpai.
All the 4, unfortunate there. Speaking of 4s. One so. Gonna hold it back, cut the 2 pin first.
It's going to be funny if even Sakai ends up in Honitsu.
Oh, there's the 9. This should be deal in. Hates it clearly.
I mean, you can start with the 8-so, but one of those is going to have to come out if you pair up the Dora, and you're hoping that you pair up the Dora. Honestly, that's an interesting question. If you pair up 8 or 9 mon, do you even cut the other mon tile and wait on the Dora, or do you just cut the Dora so that you don't risk dealing in?
Tempai broken. Didn't want to throw the 3 mon.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, there's our Dora.
Is it the 9?
Which
is
way
it
will
the
it be?
8?
Do you want the Tanyao or do you cut the 8? Out goes the 9.
It
Deals in.
has to be the 9. There's no other choice. The 9 mon was pulled, so it's
Oh,
a
you're
dead
right. It
weight.
was a 3, 4, 5. Yes, it is just Honitsu, I believe.
Yeah, if there was an option to cut the 8, maybe you could consider it, but you have to be able to win the hand, right? So 9 comes out, and that's exactly what Andrew wanted. And now this
Shut it down, close the gap a little bit, and this is a desperate situation. Kawahara must win. Must pass Andrew regardless of anything else.
and unlike the other
It has the hand to do
players,
it.
right? Unlike other players, she can't really pass runs either.
No, she has to take damage on anyone. Couple nice pairs in here with the Onko of the 1. 7 so decent floater, but the hand's really slow. 2 mon pair up. Another pair. Hand doesn't really need more. We'll cut the 8-pin.
Sticking with 2 pairs.
2 pair. This is actually an awkward position because Sakai and Miyauchi honestly don't want to win. They have to have Kawahara win or at least repeat.
Yeah, the only hope here is to build a monstrous value hand that you Dama and hit Andrew directly. Something like, maybe for Sakai, Suanko Tonki. Like, that is the sort of condition that you've got. Maybe
7 so pretty good floater, but not going to keep it. Still has the 5 in hand, so that's probably coming out soon. 2 so not much, just very slow. This is by far the best hand of the bunch. It's not as good as it looked initially, but it's not bad. Oh yeah, that 6-pin changes there now. Is this hand a little bit better now? Will the door ever come out? Yes, it will.
risks it. If the dealer
Andrew's
calls...
not been shy of shoving Dora, and
Yeah.
it's paid off so far.
Yeah, if the dealer, though, calls Pwn there, then it feels like you've made a horrible
You're
blunder.
very sad.
But decides his hand is worth it here. He can shut down the game in this one hand. You basically win the game in one hand.
Yeah, no, that's how I'd be viewing it too, because you're looking at Baimon Sumo overtake, which, while doable, it's good luck. North pair up. 1 so does nothing. 9 mon does nothing. Tolm. How many are out? 1, just 1. I think it's actually a good time. Yeah, we'll hold it back. Oh, right. The other's a door indicator, so it's a really bad tile then.
Yeah, but at least it's probably in the wall.
Well, yeah, if you're going to Toitsu, I was hoping for like a Toy or a Solanko. I mean, Solanko's fancy Toy, isn't it?
I wonder if you could ever Riichi a Chitoi Dora 2, and then on that last East, pass the win if it comes out from anyone else, but hope that Andrew draws it and discards it for the Mongon direct. I wonder if that's good enough for your all-last condition.
It's really rough. Ishantan upgrade here. 3, 4, 6, 7. I like 7-pin here. Could also go Chun Chun or 4-pin.
4-pin
4-pin,
similar.
okay. Seems similar thought. This hand is moving towards Honitsu, but it's so slow.
The last door has been drawn now.
3 so's a blank. Hard, just looking for something in the upper Sozu other than the 9. 6, 7, or 8 is Tempai.
Yeah, her hand looks so good at the start, but it's absolutely frozen. Hasn't found a helpful tile in quite a while. Well, that sort of helps.
That's an upgrade. I think it's just 6 so here, isn't it?
Oh.
Chun Onko. Well, are you just cutting the Sozu? I think that's what you do. Yeah, it goes to the 7 first, figuring the 6 is likely coming out next. We're at that as a safer tile. 5-pin. Okay, wants to go Monzu Hornitsu or nothing. Then 8's a nice fill. Moving that towards a Chanta. 5 is not an upgrade. Throws it back. 8 so. There would be Tempai, but I don't think it had a Yaku, so we'll be passed. Oh, the 4 is unfortunate.
More pin tiles, not the desired draws.
That is Tempai. And that is our Riichi. 2 mon 8 so Shumpo and Riichi Domi.
All right, Andrew gets the 6, so probably gets the West as well. Looks like West is once cut, so he still has a chance to get a Tempai here.
8 mon is net. 2-pin is not a safe tile. I think you just go West first, though. No, folding out. Not even gonna consider it.
I mean, that's fair against the dealer. If you somehow deal in on the once cut west, that is definitely really rough outcome. So
5-so, potential Suji now at the 8. There is only one 8-so left, though.
oh, there's that east we were talking about. It's a safe tell at this point.
Shoves the 5. Of course, that is clear. 2 Mon. Okay, Ishunten for Chanta.
Yeah, could we see Miyachi with a win?
Let's see, is there... No. The 4-so is not as bad as it looked before, but... Are you really gonna shove it? Try to decide on the Wester if you just go Chun, Chun, Chun. Says, nope, not worth it.
Yeah, in the end, the safest option is there for a reason.
No, there is the West, so... And there's the 6, and now you actually have a Kabe with the 4. Because there's a 1-so in the pond, and you now see all 4 of the 6-so. Wait, pin goes out. 7-so. Nope, not even gonna push it. Formon, this is Ishunten. I kind of don't see a downside to calling this. The 4-so looks very safe to me.
Yeah, he
It
really
really
wants to give
is.
himself
Are
the
we
chance.
really hot reading that this is a West Tonki? And I think Kahar just has to reach it. He thinks I'm not that worried about the West. The 2-3 aren't safe tiles, so you're not losing much making this call. It's just whether you're got the extra draw is important.
Right, is that one extra draw worth it? Says no. I've got enough safety. I believe in my defense here.
With the early 8-pin, the 9s are reasonably safe. Again, because Kahara doesn't have the time to set up a trap, I think you can rely on standard defense. Kahara just has to be Tempai here. So you have to go full speed.
Oh.
West Parent, well, I mean, that answers that question.
Certainly a lot safer now.
Yeah, as mentioned, sees the Kabe with the 6s, making the 4 very safe.
In the end, only one player Tempai.
Close the gap a little bit. More important, the Riichi stick will be in the middle. And most importantly, Kahara gets a repeat here. Again, the condition is Andrew wins the tournament for Team Little if he is above Kahara.
Other players can also support the Kawahara bid to continue the repeats as dealer by declaring a Riichi. That might force Andrew to fold, but they know, and Kawahara knows that they can't take a win off of her, so she can continue to build her hand to get Tempai. All right, Sakai in that very awkward position of having the lead but not really wanting it. That's a relatively standard Riichi type hand. Nice 7-pin fill, moving very close to Tempai for Miyachi this early. Not bad for Kawahara either. Looks like Andrew has a little bit more work to do in this hand, so not quite the straightforward tie, although it can shift that direction in the near future. 7, so is a fill and a half.
Nice fill. So that's the honors to get rid of. 3 so. Not going to play for Todd now. Just throws it back. 1 so. It's a slightly better shape. Looking for that 1, 2, 3 Sanshika, though. West goes back.
It is interesting if one of these players gets Tempai, they could hit Andrew with any hand, even a cheap hand, because that means the margin for Kawahara will be less than 12,000 points. Mangan Sumo condition will be live, but you're really putting all of your hopes and dreams on one hand. So I'm very curious to see if that will play out. 234 Sanchoku, how about that? It's a little bit of value.
Yeah, if you could get it. It's not ideal with the 5 mon as the Dora. 6 so. That is Ishunten. Perfect Ishunten. Of course, banned is the 1, 2, 3 Sanshika route. Seven mon Onko. Well, this looks like Riichi Nomi most of the time. It's just 3-8. Goes to the 8 first.
Sometimes gets the Dora.
The problem with that 2-2-3 is so many of the 1-pin are dead that it's not that helpful. We have a 7-8-9 improvement here. Still slow, though.
Yeah, the shape's looking a lot better, though, after that Penchan fill.
South pair up. Could call and go.
Three so would have been the 1, 2, 3 Sanchoku draw.
And their 1-pin is now dead.
Oh, is that shape a lot worse now? Might be better.
Well, I think you take the Shampoo if you end on it, then.
Exactly. Yeah, we can see the 4-pin oncoed up in Andrew's hand, so the 4-pin side of it is dead as well.
There is our Tempai. Will not Riichi. This is also Tempai. We will see Riichi, though. His dealer Kara feels she has to.
Choosing the Yaman, still hoping for the 4-pin. Of course, from Kawahara's perspective, you hope to see a Roan, but much more likely that you're going to need Tsumo. And if you are going to Tsumo, how about Pinshu? Get some extra value. Oh no!
Oh no! Oh, that is picking the wrong weight.
Oh, Riichi
We
pots
both
at
said,
Sumo.
yeah, you just take the shampoo, don't you? Oh, that is tragedy.
Would have been huge, and then you're flipping Uda from Mangan.
Oh.
Could have
And
made up the
ones
gap
look
in one
so
go.
good with the 2s out here. Oh no.
And now we're going to be on the long wait as the tiles are not live in the wall whatsoever. Andrew.
Yeah, that's the last 4. All 3 of them there, and there's the 4th. And of course, we know we've seen all the 1s. You can see those in front, 3 on the left, 1 in front. So yeah, this weight's dead.
So
I don't think anyone's going to challenge, though.
Anticipating a Ryukyoku here. If it goes to draw, that will be 2 Riichi sticks left over and 2 Honba. The only question is, can Miyauchi get to Tempai? I think Andrew's definitely hard folding, although the wall keeps encouraging him to fight. Sakai looks like he's not going to be able to get to Tempai, but Miyauchi was relatively close. Remember, she was Tempai for a while and then broke away after the Riichi.
Well, the other part of this is, well, sticks are starting to add up. Basically, whoever wins the next hand that's actually won is in excellent position.
Five pairs? So I guess Sakai could actually theoretically get to Tempai, and the more people that are Tempai, the better. Because it means Team Little would have to pay more.
Ishida here. The problem is the Chun, I think, is live, so it's not really worth it. You know, Sakai's out.
You see Andrew also holding cup. Oh, it's back. And the 7 so just cleared.
Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure.
Not going to tempt fate, even though it went through. Definitely didn't have another draw.
This is
So
the last draw, and there we go. Another repeat here. Tahara again nets 2,000 points in the hand. Loses a stick, but gets 1,000 for everyone.
all right, scores inching closer now.
Oh,
10,000 points gap.
Okubo. I like Pinfu as much as anyone, but sometimes you're just not there.
Yeah, and this is a spot where, once again, we always consider, can the other players win a hand? You can actually win a hand at this point. As long as
Yes,
it leaves...
this is Mangan Sumo overtake there for Kawahara and all last.
And even a small direct hit on Andrew could make the conditions easier for Kawahara to overtake.
Yes.
I don't know if there's a common strategy at this point, or like etiquette about taking that sort of win and giving the person you're relying on only one hand. But
I don't think there really is etiquette, especially in South 3. You're not locking a condition in. You're just playing for what's best for your team. Ooh, Formon Anko could just call us down for Honitsu seems to be the play.
White Dragon Dora certainly supports that idea.
9 goes out, but the rest of the hand's quite slow. It's a good Pinfu hand other than that Dora.
And if you pair, yeah, use the Dora as your pair, you're not too sad.
2 on 2, 3, 5, 5, 6, 6.
Just
Yuck.
a wee bit awkward. I think
Any Sozu feels like a good cut here. I also don't mind 4-pin. Yeah, 9 so is perfectly reasonable. 4 is a great draw, but again, the hand just needs work.
certainly understandable for Kawahara to try to move in the direction of
9 so,
yeah.
Ishunten. Might go south here or even the 6-pin. Does go with the 6. Plan is very clearly to use the Haku as the pair, whether it be Dorotonki or not. Oh, and there's another Haku. So 3 of those are being eaten up. Oh, and there's our south pair. And this is just such a wide shape. Might see look how it does not. Just throws the 1 for now. Oh, just draw the 3rd one yourself. It fixes the problem.
And that's the perfect play for Andrew. He can open his hand now without having to worry about defense because he can always go south, south, south later on.
Another pair up. Now I think you should go Chitoitsu with this. This is 4. You're never cutting the Haku Dora. I think you just play 7-pin here. The 3-pin's a really good tile to have sitting around, give you to see all these 4s. But the 7's already 1 out. The 9's a good safe taunt, so it goes with the 3 so. Well, that is Tempai. Will Dama here, waiting 3 mon for double non.
And if the Chitoi is the play, Kawahara is holding a loose 3-mon. It could fall out of the hand.
Oh, if you play for the Peiko, it may come out right here.
It would be so easy to cut it right here. Because you're cut. No, the Dora.
Oh, throws the Dora.
One 3 held by Sakai. 1 held by Kawahara.
3, 4, 4, 6, 7.
Oh, her upgrade in shape towards Tanya could make it even easier for the three to come out. She really needs to find not just a Forbon, 2 copies of the Forbon.
7 pin doesn't help. Trying to decide, why is this Thou still alive? And interesting, the other 3 are oncoed up in Andrew's hand. Tempai right now.
Yeah, 1-7
But
pin.
Sakai can't afford to give off any more of these Tempai payments, but maybe folding out anyway. Likely in a position to lose the...
Oh, it's
this may
coming.
be it. There he goes!
Double south.
Double non. So it's 3,200 and the 2 sticks going to put Andrew into first place.
The homebot as well. And that came directly from Kawahara as well. So this all last condition has just become even more difficult.
Much harder.
Certainly there was no other option for her in that situation. That is by far the most common play. And so we sit here with Andrew in first, and at this point, 18,100.
Baimons, that is Haneman Sumo enough? It is not.
By 100 points?
By 100 points, yeah, for Andrew. I'm even considering just folding from turn 1, but that's such a good hand, I don't want to. You can see they're doing their math checks, as we are in all last.
Yeah, the gap from Miyauchi as well, 3,200 points. So Baimon Sumo, the Oyakaburi would also drop Andrew below Miyauchi, which is also relevant. But it looks like the only one with a realistic condition is Kawahana. I guess if the other 2 players, San Baimon Roan, specifically the dealer, then we will see more play. These are definitely rough conditions.
And it's very important that Andrew is dealer here.
Wow, just the perfect hand, by the way, for Andrew to pick up the South triplet by himself. Found the perfect
Based on what
target
they're
as well.
discussing, I'm starting to wonder if we have the rules right.
Yeah, at the very least, you definitely don't want to get your condition wrong. And it might be the fact that the organizers also want to make sure that they're double checking everything.
Yes, that is what is going on. The table is making sure they know the difference between 2 games left and 1 game left.
But yeah, we're going to see some very creative hands. And some time for Andrew to consider how he wants to play this. We saw the Hypai. Looked like it was...
The Hypo is really good. It did have the Dora, which is a concern. A floating 2-pin isn't ideal in this situation.
We saw in the previous round, the player in the lead even cut out 2 copies of the Dora turn 1 in all last to make sure that the other hands would be devalued.
Yeah, this is definitely the rube, is checking with the refs as to what the conditions officially are for the yellow points. Of course, if you treat it as the 2-game requirement, there have to be a 7-point gap, I guess, to overtake, which may be a little different than what we were expecting, and that's the discussion going on right now. Usually everyone here is confused.
Well, at least checking. It seems that a couple of the players look very confident about what needs to happen. Lots of nodding. Lots of understanding.
Now the table is in agreement.
Adding to the tension before we get to our final hand. A little peek at the commentators as well. All right, looks like we're about to put the hands back up and get underway.
And we are back. Pinfu hand here, but again, with Sakai isn't that important here. Miyauchi, I guess, could sumo Andrew down to third place with a big enough hand. Of course, anyone could direct hit. And that hand, from the person who needs a hand, isn't. That is not what Kahara needs in the all last desperation spot. He's not going to do much. And the best hand by far appears to be either Miyuchi or Andrew. And Kahara, just, that's not it. You see, the long pause is the wait, what do I do with this? I kind of just want to cut all the Sozu and decide later. I guess there's a potential 3-4 Sanjiku route, but just everything's so slow.
Yeah, in order to make even Sanjiku work, you have to have Dora for sure.
Sakai's hand is slow. Miyuchi's is okay. It's just that's not it. Have a long way to go, though. Oh, well, may not have any time left. 4, 5, 6 Sanjiku being built. Ishanten needs a 5 and I think a 7.
Certainly, if Andrew wins another hand, it will become practically impossible. We might be in Yakuman territory at that point.
Seven. Another pair. Not ideal. Haku goes out. One show's not it. Yeah, needs the 5 mon and the 7 mon. And so, okay, that's one block filled. The problem is the one you didn't want to fill. I think you go Itsu. I'd cut 7, so. There is an Ipeco route if you want to lock one of these other blocks in, but no. It's slowly moving for Tanya, but Car needs a lot more than that. Oh, that is Tempai. Dama on 5 mon for Sanshuku Nomi, but it's 3,900 as it is dealer and 40 fu. Uh-oh. Here's loose 5. It's probably not coming out because it's likely the pair there.
Plenty of opportunity, though, to change the weight. 3 mon, 7 mon draws both increase the number of winning tiles.
7 so. Okay, that's your pair. Oh no. This may cause that 5 mon to come out.
Now this is
It almost certainly will. Not just yet, though. It is an awkward perfect. And now it's Tanya on top
my.
of Tanya Sanjugu.
7,700?
Waiting on the 5. And uh-oh. Okay, throws
Not
the
yet.
6 first.
Oh,
But
yeah.
any tempai and it just comes out.
Miyachi really needs to draw an 8 so or something along those lines. Oh, but the 8 souls are all drawn by the other players. There is no upgrade
Yeah,
in
they're
shape there.
disappearing. And now the 3s come out. Okay, this is a slight upgrade. Can go 2 or even 8-9 if you want to greed for some sort of weird Sanshoku. Goes to the 8-9. Another 9-mon that is useless will get tossed. Oh no! Switches it out, gives up the Tanyao play.
Yeah, maybe thinking the value that I win here doesn't matter as much as making sure I have a safe tile to Kawahana. Oh, but finds the
Just
sumo.
Sumo would have won on the Mangan instead. 2,000 all, and that just about locks this up.
Yeah, that's an 8,000 point swing of what was already 18,000. So we're talking 26,100.
Now this is Baimon Sumo overtake because of the Holmba now. I believe. Yes, he would. Hakahara would overtake with a Baimon Sumo. The problem is, if Kawahara Baimon Sumos, Miyauchi is in 4th place and it's just over.
That's pretty incredible. It would be 8 points to 2 then in that situation.
So it has
Actually,
to be just a direct
the gap
hit.
here is 26,000. So
26?
even
Hold
Baimon
on.
Sumo.
Baimon Sumo is not enough then. You're right. I thought it was 24. It is 26. Then yeah, it's some Baimon Sumo. And in that case, it's still not enough to overtake. Barring a direct hit on Andrew, this is over.
And this might be the high priority round.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not throwing anything useful to anyone.
Wow, what a game this has been. What a series. To think that we are in this position that it could just end here in what is typically a 5-game set, or theoretically a 5-game set. This has just been an absolute show of dominance from Team Little so far. We have one additional round now. South 4 repeat 1.
Yes, you do not have a Gariyami. You must end the game naturally through South 4.
All right, well, Hatsu doesn't...
And I don't even like cutting Hatsu. I'd just be cutting mid tiles. And even just a 5-pin, gonna brute force the Kogashi play, I think. It has to be something really silly to hit.
Some ridiculous Chinitsu. It's not even in the Dora suit, though.
7-pin. Well, the 1 goes out. That's not it. 6-0 pair up. Not too much, but again, it's just Kogashi play. You 2 players just obviously fishing for Kogashi at this point.
Yeah, that's the other thing. If every player is relying on Kokushi as their out, then actually cutting the honors and the terminals
Terminals and honors is good, yeah. And at this point, yeah, it looks like 3 players are fishing Kokushi. That's how I'd be reading the board. What a weird situation. I mean, you look at those pawns and it tells a story. Maybe the Pinzu across is not going Kokushi. That may just be a Horitsu, but the other 2 definitely seem to be.
Of course, that Pinzo hand is the discard pawn of Kawahana, who needs more points than anyone else. If it is Chinitsu, it'd be some crazy... At this rate, Andrew just might end up winning with these draws.
At the end of row 1 now. It does feel like it's just a matter of time here. That's actually Ishunten already. Yeah, getting rid of these Manzu now before anything happens.
Of course, we're never going to see the dealer declare a Riichi, even if there's no Yaku.
Yeah, absolutely not. Dealer never calls Riichi. I mean, dealer's just folding out. Your only goal if you're Andrew is just don't deal in. That's the only way anything bad happens. If you just, there's no sumo overtake conditions because again, even if Kahara sumos that Yakuman, Miyuchi's fourth.
Looks like Sakai has maybe Suanko ideas.
Another pair here. Another Onko.
Well, it says, are you sure you don't want to be Tenpai? Here's Ishanten again.
This is, of course, one of those conditions where you absolutely do not say you're Tenpai at the end if you are Tenpai. There's not really too much for us to say here. It's just a matter of can Andrew get out, and it looks like very likely that Team Little is just going to win the Saikyosen Team Battle.
Yeah, this is kind of the
You
victory
don't need
lap.
a second day at this route.
Then
There's your Tenpai. Like, sure, I guess.
Just to show that I could have won another hand or two if I wanted to. I'll take the Tenpai.
See, I've done that before online, and then I draw really bad tiles the next few turns, and then I am Tenpai, and I feel really dumb afterwards. But in live, you can say, nope, not Tenpai, doesn't matter. And draws the door and says, let's not do that.
Like, this is incredibly low risk that dropping the door does anything bad for me, but why even take that minuscule chance?
No, you're not in here. You're in row 3. You're about to win the title for your team. And that's the other part is it'd be one thing if it's an embarrassment for the rest of your professional life choking this type of thing away. But imagine how you'd face the teammates.
But no such opportunity here.
No, these are professionals. They're not going to make that mistake. And it's just going to be, about 12, 13 more draws or so, and then we're going to have Team Little as the grand champion.
Yeah, what a performance it has been. Not just from Andrew. It's all throughout
the whole team, of course.
This hand actually got surprisingly close given how far it started. That Kokushi.
Right, well. You know what good close is for you? It gets you Tenpai payments if you're actually close. If it doesn't get you Tenpai payments, you weren't even close. And unfortunately, the hand's not going to get even that far. Yeah, there's our fold. And one more draw. And with this, Team Little officially wins the Saikyosen Team Battle. That is the end here.
Well played, Andrew. Well played, the entire team. And we're going to see them in just a second. Well, hopefully we get video, but if not, there it is, confirmed. First place for Team Little. Second place, Sakai for Team Kaneman. Third place, Miyachi, Team Orfeu. And fourth place, Kawahara. Really gave it a good run. Andrew shut it down.
No, they say Team Little, but that was 3 wins out of 3 games. Little not the word I'd be using for that. That's a gigantic performance. Wins all of them. And as a result, just done. You win 3 games. What else do you want? 3 out of 3. Congratulations. Huge win there.
Yeah, we will not have a day 2. So for all of you that were anticipating a stream tomorrow, it will, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on who you're cheering for, not be the case. But worthwhile to give one last shout out to the whole team. We've got one final image of the players collecting their rewards. Of course, all 3 players will be qualified for the Saikyosen tournament this year. Congratulations to Asami Ishida, Andrew Chi, and Ren Yamada from left to right there on the screen. We saw Asami Ishida play in game number 1, and she had a very nice south round to put herself in position to win and to confirm the win. Game number 2, Ren Yamada on the right had a gorgeous gyakuten comeback victory from all the way back in 3rd place, held a Tenpai Dominant for quite a while, drew the final copy of the 9-pin Dora, slammed a Tonki Riichi, and hit the 1st place player for direct hit Kaneman, and the comeback victory to lock in the 2nd 1st place of the day. And finally, Andrew Chi locked it away in the final game, as we just saw at the very end, pulling through with a first of all things to shut down the series. Congratulations to Team Little.
Congratulations. I think it was a very solid performance. I mean, first, what can you say? Just dominated. Big Gyakuten in game 2, and South Fork coming up big there as well in game 3, and just the final hand takes the victory lap, and they are very relieved and proud, of course, to have won. And with that, I think we go ahead and wrap it up here.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to seeing these players in the Saikyosen main event.
All right, when is our next broadcast?
So we actually, I think, have a bit of gap in programming, as we've got, the Saikyosen team battles finished up, and Sankei Shimbun Cup has a little bit of gap before they go next. But I do know that the Hong Kong Riichi crew is having some more events happening, and I believe they have one coming up mid-August, August 13th. I think we'll be doing coverage of that early in the morning in the US, but the same time that we've held for our Hong Kong League. They're doing the Musou League out there, so it should be good fun. August 13th.
All right, then. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it up here for Tips, Jenn, Nathanael. This is Corak, hoping to see you for the next stream. Take care, all, and congratulations to Team Little.